Hey, Dark Lord Walrus. Andy, good to see you guys. Hey, second base. All right, Mike. All right. Probably gonna be a little weird these streams because got to skip a lot of stuff. So if you hadn't see the story, that'd be kind of confusing at this point. I'm assuming. Oops, there's hard to go to continue. Wait a minute.
Soの瞳はいつも僕を見つめていて、雨の冷たさに凍えているから。
How do I know when it gets to a part where I gotta do the right choice? Does it stop when you make a choice? Oh, there did a quick save. Oh, yeah. Let's see. This is one of the... It's just random stuff, right? This doesn't really count. Both, remember that coming into play too much later, did it? Remember that? Did that ever come into play last time we did that? It was like some girl later who happened to be dressed like that, was there? First meet Shogun. Whose eyes are those eyes? All the images of the upcoming murder. It's kind of the same thing as before. Oh, got it. Okay, I see.
そしてぼ
Was it on there before? But why is there a thing on there now? Like a yes or no? What? It's like a different, this definitely wasn't there before. I don't really know how I got to it exactly. When did this happen? I shouldn't have skipped over that part that led up to this. I thought it wouldn't skip over stuff that I hadn't read before. Like asking me about like what's going on in the game already, like the stuff that already happened later in the game. Confused there. I gotta look at the script, how it led up to this, whatever, right? Or
なあどうしたんだ
okay, wait a minute. I gotta make sure it doesn't skip stuff. I don't like this at all. Stop skip mode for that. Yeah, but don't skip stuff I've never read before. Yeah, read only. Shouldn't skip it. Why did it skip it then? I'm confused. Is there like another skip mode that I'm not... There's like another skip mode or something? I don't know what? Okay, what's the normal skip mode button? If it's not the page right? What is it if you're not using a fucking joystick? What the hell? Come on. What kind of joke. Is that the control? What is skip mode? Oh my god. Oh my lord. This cannot be happening. Can I turn to something that I want? No. So skip mode and auto mode. Which one am I doing? Am I doing the wrong one? Auto mode just doesn't go fast though. It must be skip. I must be doing it though. There's also force skip though. There's 2 skip modes. I don't believe it doesn't tell you which one is which. Control is the force. I don't want that one. Which one do I want then? E, just skip mode. How are you supposed to know that it's E? Oh, because it says page right. Oh, it's also page right. Oh, I see. Wait a minute. I don't want to. Now I skipped some stuff though. If I do it again, will it not skip that stuff? I can't believe there's 2 skip modes. I mean, what the fuck? And then the one that the traditional one, control, auto skips automatically red stuff, which no one wants that. I mean, why would you want to do that for something like a visual novel? That's the entire game. All right, let's hope it didn't save anything there. Oh, there it goes. Okay, this you don't have to hold down. That's good. Right. If this really matters. What's up, Russell Horn, Earthrocker? Okay, let's get to the part where I haven't seen it before. Stopping for the delusion.
そしたら犯人とばったり会っちゃったりして。んで、次はタクが。
Back to skip mode.
僕は引きこもりじゃ。
What was right to it? Oh no, I can't. It is in skip mode though. Turn it off. I remember this happening last time. Right. Must obviously something to do with all the different endings. So is this? Okay, so there. Now it knows I didn't do this. Okay, so I must have just. To me, grab my shoulder, gave me a good
聞い
shake.
てる？おーい、タク。
This I haven't seen before. All right. It started with that. No matter who'd written it. Had to be a coincidence. It must have just been a common phrase or something. Because I did remember seeing that, but I don't remember having those choices after you saw it. Just a stupid pointless scribble. Had to be it. I convinced myself of that, but it was still freaking me out. I had no clue who'd written it. I asked everyone in the class to figure that out. They were near that kind of courage. Immediately after I thought that the home run began, my teacher came in the room. Zaz immediately zeroed on the words written on the board with a quick, "Come on, who wrote this?" He grabbed the eraser and wiped them all away. At this point, it was like a common phrase, though, right? I was a little creeped out, but I started to keep on carry on like always. I must have getting more scared. Probably started thinking that someone was deliberately targeting me. That was ridiculous. Just coincidence. I had to keep telling myself that until school was over, or keep telling myself until school was over. When it finally was, I headed toward my usual internet cafe. There we go. Okay, now we're going back to the business. Here's where we find the crucifixion case. All crazy. Super fast sound effects.
ないじゃん。ミルクティーとか用意しといてよ。
Wanna just skip these, I guess? Or the neutral route?
知らんがな。
しょうがないな。じゃあコーラもらうね。
Then I wouldn't, because I wouldn't. I did one each time last time, so I should do it this time because I don't know which ones I did, which ones I didn't do yet. Skip mode, drink straight out of the bottle. Nice, so we go actually like this. The 3D sucked ass. Wait, is this skip? Let's do this. As soon as Nami left, I chucked that bottle straight in the trash. Wait, she just.
美味しかった。やっぱ運動の後の一杯って格別。学校からここまで走ってきたんだ。
全部飲んだのか。しかも一気で。
Got the cold with my own money. Just because your sister doesn't mean you can do whatever the hell you want, huh? I see how it is.
しまった。
I looked at the bottle in her hand and turned pale. Oh, good look, she finally realized how rude she was being to.
どうしよう。また太っちゃうじゃん。
Ah ha ha. What? my rhythm game in my whatever, I use that A, whatever that thing is for the nose there for that face. I use that as A for ANSI.
お兄のせいだからね。
He's like, oh, look, it has that one. I had no idea what she was talking about.
お兄がコーラ好きなせいで7までコーラ大好きっ子になっちゃったんだから。
人のせいにするなよ。
だってうちの冷蔵庫に入ってるのいっつもコーラだったじゃん。お母さんがお兄のこと甘やかすからだ。知ってる？コーラってカロリーすっごく高いの。だからお兄もあんまり飲みすぎない方がいいよ。
Right. More soda.
今度からミルクティーにすべき。
Milk tea instead. Milk tea isn't healthier than cola. Got just as many calories. More importantly, who the last? I'm happy with my diet, thanks. Well, I came before to drink all my cola to lecture me to stop drinking cola. Go back to the thing. No. Alright, so neutral for this one. Doctor took a step back. The crosswalk. Oh, look, it was the girl who had read this, though. Right? Oh, did I skip that one last time, too? It's also did neutral last time. Meet Yua. Two neutrals. These are Momoa. All right.
それで西条くんに
Request.
お
Seriously, what
願
is
いがあ
this?
るんです。
I think we did a positive last time. Can you ask for one of my Seroton figures? Oh, we haven't read this yet. So she can fuck. Wait, I did read that before. The god asked me to write part of one of my waifus? Ridiculous. Total insanity. And anyone could say that was. Anyone could pay to make me give one of my Seroton figures. Wasn't fucking happening. Once was a bad, go buy one yourself. Yelling over my head. You suddenly had a huge fall and flat on her rear. Showed her butt while on the verge of tears. It goes back to the thing. Right back up. Grim again. It turned out to be Hazuki the whole time. We meet Hazuki somewhere around now. Oh, wait, we gotta go to the hospital. I put my finger on it. I felt like I'd seen them before. I just couldn't remember where. Was I really that bad? I wasn't confident in my memorization skills. Never failed to help me score on my tests. I was pretty smart after all. Why are they failing me now? Such an important time, or at least when it felt like one. Where had I seen them before? Remember that frog thing? Take a close look at the girl froggies. Maybe then I remember. What happened next then? I didn't know. Wait, I don't know what they are now? I wanted to stop feeling so hopelessly lost, so I almost subconsciously extended my hand and reached for the bundle of Garo froggies. Suddenly you slapped my hand away. Huh? Just happened. I was dumbfounded. You looked away from me, then awkwardly started to get up off the bench. She did. Her hand hit the 3 Garo froggies were hanging from her bag. Almost as if in slow motion, her bag slowly fell off the bench, crashed to the ground. Why does it pause like that? Oh, this is different. The bag was unzipped, so all of her notebooks and textbooks spilled out into the ground. And there was no difference from there? Childhood. Do it again. I've read The Physician before. Yeah. I did neutral, though. Should be something I haven't seen. I had to wait 3 hours before my name was finally called. Different examination of the room from 4 years ago, but when I stepped inside, I was welcomed with a face I remembered dearly. Exactly what you think of when you imagine a kind old man. His face definitely looked older than most, and also soft at the same time. His demeanor only served to emphasize those qualities. And changed a bit since I had seen him 4 years prior. Almost made me wonder if he was physically incapable of getting any older. Never knew his actual age in the first place. But for me to latch onto him and never let go became stronger and stronger. Rely on him, he could save me. I was incredibly happy to see him again. But the first thing that came out of his mouth was,
今日はどうしました?
It was indeed gentle, filled with kindness to calm the hearts of others. However, it didn't carry the same familiarity that it had back when I'd been visiting the hospital regularly. They could only interact with me on a purely professional level. I couldn't help but tell him my name.
西条です。ん? ああ、これはご丁寧に。高階です。はじめまして。
No, there's no I am. There's Hazuki.
タッキー、外出嫌いなのに病院来るなんてすごい。私前から思ってたんだけどさ。西条さん、起きてください。時間ですよ。
Serotan softly placed her hand on my chest and gently rustled me awake. This is the kind of thing I've always dreamt of, living together with Serotan. Her wake me up every morning wearing nothing but an apron, complete with a wake-up kiss.
西条さん。
Slowly opened my eyes. No! It's all scary now. Someone was looking down at me from above. I actually made eye contact with them. It was the nurse, Hazuki-san. I looked around myself, just like before I was lying on the hospital bed. I think from what Serotan had started talking to me was just a dream.
おはようございます。結局3時間ぐっすりでしたね。
Well, 3 hours, I feel like I hadn't slept for any more than 5 minutes. I rubbed my eyes in a daze. Hazuki-san glanced at me before covering her mouth as she couldn't hold back a smile.
セイラさんって彼女さん?
How'd you know?
ずっと寝言でつぶやいていましたから。
I could tell I was going pale. I made one hell of a mistake. How could let someone hear my sleep talking? Some more of all things I could have said. I blurted out Serotan's name. Fuck. So this is despair. I want to die.
でも、無遊病の症状は結局出ませんでしたよ。
No sleepwalking. She opened the curtain. Hazuki-san conveyed that to me. Can I do this again? Oh no, I don't remember this. Oh man. Have to do this? You must be only using your imagination. Well. The same creatures that were last time? Or the same questions that were last time? Kind of spin around here. Some of these. I don't know if that really didn't play anything last time in the game at all. Wow, this goes kind of slow even skipping like this. We're not on chapter 2 yet, are we? Chapter 1 like ultra long. Freaking out. Hear about the new gen murders. Go to the band to meet FES. This is chapter 2 now. Okay, good. FES. This is I want to do positive. I did last time. They looking right at me. Staring at me. It's too intense. Sad. That skip mode, doesn't it? I did positive last time. Yep. She comes to you and she has like a bra or something.
ねえ、ナイトハルト。僕はいつでもお前を見てるんだぞ。お前はそれに気づいてるの？
Either positive or negative. Oh, negative last time. And then let's go to the 2D world. I haven't even what Nightheart still spoke. Optical illusion, I rubbed my eyes, but the message was there, displayed in chat. What the 2D world is that supposed to mean? You can be here, we'll fight together.
それって僕に言ってるの？
Characters talking to me. Peck, peck, pip, pip. Should I better put them in the intro video for the channel. What's up, Jim? Peck, pip, 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 tip top. What's that? What the hell was that? You're into 3D, right? Care less about it?
いや、そうだけど。
Who was speaking to me? Is the player controlling him? What the fuck? Have a will of his own after all? Place your hand on the monitor. You build in Baselard as Takumi. Password is... No! Why is it... What? That's not a normal password at all! Come on! It's a very insecure password.
二次元世界に行くならせっかくだから僕はエロゲの世界を選ぶぜ。
Yeah, I'm going into Roge, not your crappy MMORPG.
バゼラードはお前に任せるよ、ナイトハルト。
Oh, it's called Baselard? I was calling Baselard the whole time. I like my name better. After applying, I used force shutdown to shut off my computer. I was like, oh, hold the power button down. Phone. Is right, give her the bangle. Sir Baselord. No, it's the blood draining case. Senna now too. She swung the sword. Neutral. Covered my head. Fan dodged it. Would have meant for sure. I did this spell before. I hated the pain. Probably didn't do the neutral one though. Yep. Girl B looked down at me cold. I don't know her name yet. Chick wasn't normal, waving a sword around in the middle of a crowd. Wait, was she in the midst of a hit and run? Was she a spree killer? The new gen culprit? Or the demon girl's accomplice? The demon girl's Yua. Please let me ogle you more. Wait, what? This is part of like how you get to the other endings. Different shit now. It's clearly how you seem to get to her path here. Her being stepped on. I think it's a little sword play, if you know what I mean. What's happening? Going with the sword either way. A lot of choices in this. Jesus Christ.
助けて。殺さないで。
Next thing I knew, I was trembling. I was close to pissing myself out of sheer terror.
何を勘違いしている。私はただ、見えるのかと聞いているだけだ。
How was she talking about? Said I couldn't see it. Would she kill me? I was supposed to answer if I didn't know. I didn't even know what I was supposed to be seeing.
少し落ち着け。もう一度聞くぞ。この剣。ディソードが
D-sword.
見えるのか。
え
D-sword? First time I'd ever heard that word. They'd be referring to the sword she was holding, but... Okay. Wait, there's all this extra shit now. Hold on, is that how you, is that how you, like, get to her at some point? Is that how, I don't quite understand that. Let's see. Neutral this time. Rid of my eyes. I'll limit her gaze for just a second.
見つけて。早く。剣を。
That damn sword. Suddenly FES spoke. Very little energy could be felt from her apathetic tone. I had no idea if those words directed me or Misumi-kun.
剣って？
そうすれば、君は救われる。
She finished whispering at what seemed to be like no one in particular. I just turned to the floor and she began to walk away. She slipped straight past me and entered class D. Misumi-kun and I watched her go, the two of us completely utterly lost.
なあ、タグ。
Misumi-kun was very clearly sulking. Yeah, and despite his efforts, FES hadn't paid any attention to him at all. It would have been very rough for him if he had completely ignored his entire existence. But I was used to that kind of thing.
俺はここまでプライドをズタズタにされたのは初めてだ。自信なくすぜ。くそ。
So,
ちょっと有名人だからって調子乗りやがって。
ん
あんな不愛想な女、もう二度と相手にしてやるもんかよ。あー、うぜえ。
how to say?
大体、何が剣を見つけろだ。わけわかんねえ。
What's up, Mr. Rip? It's going all right? Handing that sword to the sword. Possibly referring to the mic stand she'd been using during the concert? I think of it, another person a couple days ago that interrogated me about a sword. Sir, of course, all right. Usually goes to them for the first time, I think. Damn, this is not the time. Super hot there. Oh, really cooled down a lot here. No response. Why could that be? I'd be more terrified if there had been...
Eh?
Heard something. On hearing it, I immediately whipped around. Lost today's no turning around game. No one else in the room. It was just hallucination. Needs to be hallucination from the bottom of my heart. That's all I hope for. Came again. Sound again. Wheezing my way out of this. Someone knocking on the door from the outside. In other words, someone was here. No one ever came to visit me. The newspaper salesman would bother coming up on the roof. All I could think of was, delivery guy? No, I was supposed to be getting any packers today. Nanami? I mean, it'd be more obnoxious to be screaming, big bro, open up, making my eardrums bleed. Oh, really? 105, damn. Yua? It's that were high. Been in my base before. Had the demon girl ordered to come and kill me? If that were true, why would she bother knocking? Knocking sound continued. We froze the place trying to figure out what to do, but I couldn't come up with a single good idea that quickly she was just freaking out more and more. Wait, it could have just been up like I wasn't home. Was I being too cautious? There's this thing right now. Shibuya had gotten incredibly dangerous recently after all. Was Yua, there was absolutely no way I could let her in. If I did, I'd be pretty much asking to get killed. Related note, was my door locked? I stared in the direction of the door, but thanks to darkness I couldn't see very well. So I'm going to tiptoe toward the door, be careful not to make a sound. Reach the center of the room, I finally knew for sure. The door wasn't locked. Feels assault to my entire body, my heartbeat increased rapidly, my anxiety shot up along with it. I unlock my goddamn door, so just waltz right on in right now and stab me in the back. I have no right to complain. I had to lock it fast. If I made a sound, they'd immediately find out that I was pretending not to be home. I was far better than letting them get inside. About to bolt towards the door when... Actually, I stepped on an empty box of lunch that had fallen to the floor. I slipped it almost to a comical degree and landed hard on my ass. The extreme pain made me moan in silent agony. Then right before my eyes, the door slowly began to open. I know who it was. Whoever was knocking was now opening the door on their own accord. I tried to get up, but the pain kept my body from listening to me. It was staring with teary eyes as the door opened. The first thing I saw was a hand. It's clearly from the Suime Academy uniform. His hair was longer than Nanami's but shorter than Yua's. Didn't know who it was. Hair stirred. Last thing I saw was a face and they peeked into the room.
こんにちは。
First see Rimi. I finally realized who it was. Oh, it's not you see her that time, I guess, first. As I never would have expected, the worst possible plot twist. Feelings of intense despair threatened to steal every bit of hope away from me. The demon girl. Thought it'd be Yua. I thought it'd be the demon girl who would come marching in. The demon girl herself.
いたいた。
Our eyes met, and when as they did, the demon girl smiled with glee. Her smile sent chills down my spine.
もう、どうしてすぐ返事してくれないの？
Oh fuck, oh fuck. Hand hidden by the door had to be gripping one of those cross-shaped stakes. It had to be. Finally came to kill me. She didn't kill me as she laughed in pure ecstasy. It had to be because of the detectives I talked to. She seemed to do it with her own clairvoyance. Didn't put the tinfoil hat on my head. Don't kill me, I tried to scream, but I was too terrified to make a sound.
コロッケ？
Tilting her neck to the side, the demon girl unleashed a strange incantation. Some kind of demonic tongue. She was cursing me. So getting as much distance as possible from her, I frantically started crawling backwards on my ass. My hands slipped countless times on random garbage scattered across the floor as I scrambled for the furthest thing away from her. My computer desk.
ねえ、入っていいかな？っていうか、入っちゃいます。
The demon girl began encroaching further upon my territory. She politely took off her shoes.
お邪魔しちゃった。あ、散らかってても私平気だから気にしないでね。
The door closed. My skip round had been cut off. Or something I thought earlier, the demon girl was only carrying a bag. Considering for something a deadly weapon. Is that this inside her bag? It had to be. I had to be extremely careful. So I let my guard down, she's swooping in on the enemy. Or maybe she'd already had with that curse she placed on me a minute ago. It is, my entire body was suddenly started spewing blood everywhere. I died right then and there.
頼むよ。殺さないで。
I down on my hands and knees, cradled my head between my arms. Those goddamn detectives completely fucked me over.
警察に喋ったこと謝るから。
警察？
それに話してもちっとも信じてもらえてなかったし。
Lie meant to buy me some time. The detective said he'd guarantee my safety. He's doing his job properly. He sent at least one officer over to my place. Not thinking that I suddenly realized I'd given the old man my phone number and given my address.
石？
Some of the demon girls seemed to pose resembling a salute. But it was just as, if not more strange than what she just said, almost like a sound effect. Was it another demonic curse?
独り言はやめるべし。殺さないでとか警察がどうとか私には何のことかさっぱりだよ。
What? Shouldn't play dumb. It was a roundabout way of threatening me. In actuality, she was saying, forget the truth. Actually, nothing ever happened. What the hell was she thinking? Did she come here to kill me?
ほら、立てる？立とう？
The demon girl walked towards me, then slowly reached out her hand. She was so gentle. Now that I was seeing her up close, she was actually pretty cute. Damn it, he's letting her get to me. Stop acting like a goddamn idiot. You seriously calling the demon girl pretty cute? It was a murder. She and Yua and Shogun to trap me. Now she came to finish me off herself. Don't trust her. I learned my lesson back with Yua. Never make the same mistake again. I refuse to take her hand. I'm able to see why this demon girl smile. It's a demon trying to tempt me. If I give me that temptation, I'd die. Trust no one. Don't believe anything anyone says.
だって見たんだ。お前が人を殺してるとこ。
あのさ、タク。それ、かなりひどいこと言ってるって気づいてる？
I have the cross in your hand.
まさか殺人犯呼ばわりされるなんてね。
Oh, what's up, Johnny? Nice. What's she gonna do with me?
ニュージェネの
Look at the guy in the fourth case. What's she gonna...
殺すんでしょ。それとも岩とか将軍とかがいる場所に連れてって。
ユア？将軍？誰それ？
The three of them had decided to work together. That way I wouldn't be able to fight back when they beat me to death.
そんなのやだ。助けて。
じゃあね、私を殺人犯扱いしなければ助けてあげる。
That was her true goal.
そんなビビらないでよ。いちいち私がへこむようなリアクションしてくれるよね。
お願いだ。もう二度と誰にも喋らないから。だから見逃して。
もしもーし、タク、ちょっと落ち着こう。
This bitch acting like we were close to something, calling me Taku and shit. And actually, how did she know my name? I know her back when we first met at the crucifixion crime scene. How did she know it? Also, how did she know where my base was?
当然でしょ。
Without reading my
あ
mind.
なたの名前を知ってるのは。
What? She read my mind? She was clairvoyant. She knew my name, my address. How big she used her powers on me?
タクって結構独り言多いよね。
What?
前から思ってたことだけど。
Always? How long was she talking? Wait, have I been talking to myself out loud just now? I've been aware of it at all. Is that really true? Had I really been talking to myself out loud? It's possible she was just lying to me. In actuality, she read my mind.
タクの名前を知らないわけないよ。私、物覚えはそんなに良くない方だけど、友達の名前くらい覚えるよ。
Friends?
それともタク、私のことバカにしてる？そりゃ私、テストの点数はそんなに良くないけど。面と向かってそういうこと言われると傷ついちゃうな。
Someone here crazy? Who was it? Me? Her?
もしかして転校生。
そういえば近いうちに転校生が来るらしいよ。スカチン先生が言ってた。
Two different conversations going on here. My terror from earlier, together with the anxiety of having no idea when I'd get killed, was starting to fade. Rushing to a place was a completely new kind of dread, slowly erode my mind.
もしもし？その顔はまさか、まだ信じてくれてない？
誰だ？
Who are they? A murderer? A demon girl? That was who?
タクこそクラスメートの顔を覚えてないんだ。ひどー。
Did you say classmate? They weren't just friends, but classmates too?
でもまあ、しょうがないか。タクはあんまり学校来ないもんね。だからって、私の存在丸ごとなかったことにするのはどうかと思う。ちなみに、名前も忘れちゃってるわけかな。
So this is happening earlier now than later.
はいはい、そうなのね。ショック。じゃあ、思い出させてあげますよっと。私は、崎畑リミ。
Rimi.
リアクションなしかい。崎畑リミ。思い出した？
I never heard that name before. As other than you, I never met a 3D girl who talked to me like we were that this close in my life. You was a demon girl's underling. Wait, that was it. This girl calling herself Sakihara was what the girl calling Sasaki Hara was doing right now was exactly the same as what you had done. The Temptress knew I wasn't used to interacting with 3D girls. Using this, attempting to lead me into a trap by behaving all friendly and trying to seduce me. The exact same strategy. The thing, while I barely remember my classmates' faces and all, I didn't plan to, either. I say with absolute certainty that I'd never seen this girl's face in the same classroom as me before. Probably. Damn it, I couldn't completely rule it out. After all, whenever I was at school, I usually glued to my desk until the final bell, pretending to sleep, having delusions, staring at my desk, or feigning to read in my textbooks. I didn't do anything else. I don't remember my classmates' names or faces. I didn't even try to remember any. Which was it? Was she telling the truth, or was it all a lie? No, it didn't matter. Whether or not we were classmates, because the one thing I knew for sure, the one hard indisputable fact, was that she had committed murder.
たく記憶力ゼロ。まあいいや。じゃあ大臣に聞いてみて。
Daichin? The hell was that? Is that a person? Is there a secret code, another demonic
大
incantation?
臣だよ、大臣。三角大輔。
Misumi-kun's name? All that, she was calling him Daichin? She would call him unless they were really close.
というわけで、
Dimigro quickly zeroed on my cell phone that left lying on the sofa, picked up and held it out to me. She wanted me to try calling Misumi-kun. I don't like using phones. She might kill me if I went against her orders. Driven by fear with no other choice, I went to call him. I realized I didn't know his phone number. Once seeing me freeze up in confusion, the demon girl tilted her head in confusion once again. Then, for a moment, she came up beside me and peered over my shoulder at the screen. I swayed as she moved, sending the pleasant fragrance of shampoo drifting down to the tip of my nose. No, she's a demon. Can't let her seduce me onto 3D. Lend me your power, Seiratan.
もしかして番号知らない？だったら先にそう言ってくれなきゃ。ごめんごめん。
That apology, the demon girl snatched the phone from my hand. It was grazed mine for a fleeting moment. They were warm. Guess both demons and humans have the same blood running through their veins.
大臣の番号はね、ほいほいほいの。
The demon girl entered his number without a hitch. It's clear she dialed it many times
ほ
before.
ーい、つながった。
So not to me with a smile. Not knowing what else to do, I didn't talk enough for no reason. Put it up to my ear. It sounded the phone ringing. Eventually, that sound stopped and was replaced with the voice of Misumi-kun.
あ、
Definitely seen this before. It's just like a different time now. They didn't give their name. It sounded like they were downtown or something. It's like I hear a bunch of noise come through the receiver. The headphones. I had no idea whether it was Misumi-kun, and on the other end, the voice sounded like his. I also had the strange feeling that something was slightly different about it.
たく、大臣出た？
Some demon girl appeared at me right in front of me. Way too close. I went back to her and steeled myself.
西。
Wait, wasn't that a bit strange? I figured out it was me so quickly. I got halfway through my name yet.
慣れない番号だったから誰かと思ったぜ。お前、もしかして携帯買ったのか？
For example, there's possibility the demon girl had made a phone call to someone who only sounded like Misumi-kun. It sounded like Misumi-kun was just another underling of hers. Maybe he was only pretending to be Misumi-kun in order to trick me. Maybe the demon girl already knew that, you know, Misumi-kun's phone number. She'd be leading up to this all this time. I'm gonna doubt anything and everything. I don't know what was true and what was a lie. Hold on, what the hell kind of trap was the demon girl trying to make me fall into anyways? Why bother with a trap this elaborate? In a situation like this, wouldn't it be easier and quicker just to go ahead and kill me already? Some reason behind it. Some kind of prerequisite saying she had to trick me. If it meant taking it this slow. Maybe some kind of hidden camera type thing spearheaded by Misumi-kun. Or it wasn't actually my classmate, Misumi-kun's girlfriend. He sent her here in order to screw with me. It's fucking if. Whatever the case, how the hell would I explain everything that happened at the crucifixion crime scene?
ねえ、タク、なんか用か？お前から連絡してくるなんて珍しいこともあるもんだな。ま、俺としては野郎からの電話なんてあんま嬉しくねえんだけどな。
Her voice sounded exactly like Misumi-kun's. The more the more convinced I was the person at the end had to be him.
女の口説き方でも教えてもらいたいのか？なわけねえか。
Should I start talking? Since to gaze at my back, the girl was staring at me. She held my back of my neck. I still hadn't gone away. What kind of expression was the demon girl making? I wanted to turn around and see for myself, but I was too scared.
用がねえなら切るぞ。お前の無言電話に付き合ってるほど暇じゃねえんだ。今、女と一緒だからよ。だからなんだよ。用があるなら早く言って。
その、
なんだよ。早く言えって。
うちのクラス。
まあ
I definitely have seen this before. Why is it not skipping it?
いる
何が？
女子。
あ？
咲畑って名前の。
Despite suddenly becoming more and more incoherent, I somehow managed to explain myself. Suddenly Misumi couldn't stop responding. Silence. I still heard the noise of the city around him, so the call hadn't disconnected or anything. Why wasn't he talking? This thing I heard was an extremely exaggerated
お
sigh.
前さ、ゲーム脳じゃねえの？
ちょ、
Where'd that come from? That was completely out of left field. He brought up that bullshit condition that had been coined despite having no scientific backing whatsoever.
一瞬考えちまったよ。先旗なんて名字で言うからよ。それってリミのことだろ？
No. How?
お前、いくら三次元の女に興味ねえからってあいつのことまで忘れるか？俺はともかく、お前は1年の時から同じクラスだったろ？この前だって3人で一緒に映画見に行ったじゃねえか。
Couldn't comprehend what the person sounded like Musumiko was saying. The demon girl and I had been in the same class since first year. The three of us seen a movie together pretty recently. Pretty recently, but when exactly?
俺がお前とダチになったのだって最初はリミに付き合わされたのがきっかけだったしな。
No.
俺と同じでリミも物好きだからよ。ニートのお前を気にかけてやってるのは世界広しといえど
Remy and
俺
I
の
are.
リミぐらいだぜ。あ、それは言い過ぎか。
Words I heard any of the call, not a single of them felt real to me. Absolutely no memory of any of it. Couldn't acknowledge that any of it had happened in my past. I just couldn't. I'm sorry that some person sounded like Musumi could have made up. It couldn't be my past. Past can only be established as truth. The person remembered it. So I didn't remember it. It wasn't true.
っていうか、リミってマジで女っ気ないよな。おっと、これはあいつには言うなよ。
君は誰だ？
おいおい、マジでおかしくなったか。俺のことまで忘れたわけか？ゲームやりすぎ。
Stop talking about games. Yeah, we'll take it anymore. I hung up the phone. Skip mode broken? What happened? See the icon down there. My breathing was growing extremely heavy without me noticing. Sweat that had been beat on my forehead showed no signs of stopping. In fact, it was increasing. Long trails of sweat trickled down my entire body, starting from my face and ending at my feet.
たく、汗びっしょりだよ。
Looking worried about me, calmly offered me a handkerchief. A patternless vermilion handkerchief. There was a faint floral scent to it. So I've taken, I attempted to somehow maintain my composure and organize my thoughts about everything that was happening. At the end, it didn't go too well. I doubted anything and everything, causing all my thoughts to rapidly turn together into a chaotic whirlpool. Signing in minor disappointment, the demon girl put away her handkerchief. Then, with a triumphant look on her face, she asked me a question.
で、大臣はなんて？
Acting like she already knew the answer. I couldn't afford to answer her. Who was she? What was she? An ordinary classmate of mine or a monster? I had no idea. Maybe I was the crazy one. When the chat was Shogun into consideration, I couldn't rule out the possibility that someone other than myself was controlling my body. All my memories of the demon girl, a girl named Rimi Sakihara, had somehow gotten knocked right out of my due to some freak accident or something. At this point, I didn't know anything about myself for sure. I had amnesia? Did I sleepwalk? Could be something else entirely.
大丈夫？体、辛いならソファーで横になる？
The demon girl spoke to me kindly. She guarded down anyone who acts nice to and talk freak with me. Just have some kind of ulterior motive. Shook my head, putting my strong will to resist. The demon girl on full display. Then using that same strength to raise my head, sweat got in my eyes, blurring my vision. The demon girl's face was a lot closer than I expected to be. What color eyes were those?
なんで
なになに？
ここにいる？
ああ、ごめんね、勝手に入っちゃって。でも、ノックしてたんだよ。タクは全然出てきてくれないし、中でものすごい音が聞こえてくるしで、結構ハラハラしてたんだから。
なんで？
今
Did
度
you
は
kill that
何？
person?
ここにいる。
No one asked what caused her to trespass. My question was, what was the reason for coming here? She's coming to kill me. We've done it a long time ago. So why was she doing anything? Then it goes back to skipping. Wow. I feel like saw a lot of that before. It was like later or something.
早く
FPS.
剣を。そうすれば、君は救われるわ。
I remember those words. Damn D sword. These swords.
見
Go to the
つ
shop
け
to try to get the fake D sword.
早く剣をそうすれば君は救われるわ
Fake D sword. Sister Nanami. As you go for the bangle, I forgot. Got that from when you get the D sword. First showed the council of 300. Where are we? When you first meet, what's her face? Did tear when it came to 3D girls. Scatter whispers grew into murmurs as the transfer student maintained her silence. So in order to comfort her, the teacher placed his hand on her shoulder.
どうやら折原は緊張しているようだな。よし、挨拶はいい。みんな、この子は折原梢だ。仲良くしてやってくれ。折原、席は一番後ろだ。席についていいぞ。
Transfer student made her way to the back without saying a word, keeping her head low to the ground. She was 4 rows behind mine. Should I pretend to watch her so I could catch a glimpse of the people behind me? Problem was, I draw a lot of unwanted attention to myself. When I Dokyun's trying to pick a fight, going, oh, don't go staring at her just because she's cute or some BS like that. I was lost for what to do. Should I look now or should I wait until the class is over? Still firmly pressed against my desk, I squeezed my fist tightly. Get it? I was just a coward. Just thought that if I turned around, my eyes would meet other girls that sent shivers down my spine.
この人似てる
What? Already talking to me. Trans student walked right behind me, then taken back, I glanced at her face. I realized without thinking, I looked up. Trans student stopped. What? She's already got her D sword. Trans student stopped by my desk, only for a split second. She didn't look at me. The moment, however, I saw what she was carrying looked like an enormous slab of raw iron. What the hell? I blinked, the slab of iron was gone. What was that just now? Was my mind playing tricks on me?
同じクラスでよかった
All she said. Trans student then resumed walking, leaving my desk behind. Had you been talking to me? Why'd you talk me out of nowhere like that? I was like her? She was happy we were in the same class? Did we know each other? No, definitely not. I'd never seen her before. She would tell me she was some childhood friend who I'd completely forgot about until now. Yeah, and that only happens in Eroge. Is actually becoming popular after all? Or maybe the trans student be one of the demon girl's underlings? So, the demon's net was closing around me even tighter. I was running out of places to hide. Only 5 calls on the list. Wait a minute. Did we like skip something there? Since I bought this silver, I received 5 calls, 0 from Nanami. From the same number. Oh, yeah, okay. This part here. I did positive or negative last time. Oh, I guess not. I guess I'll go and listen to it.
楠木優愛です
Oh,
ごめんなさい突然お電話しちゃってただどうしてもお話ししたいことがあってセイラちゃんの新しいフィギュア私も買いました
got the new Seira.
西条くんのおかげですありがとうございましたとっても可愛いんですけどちょっとエッチですね
A little etchy.
買うときすごく恥ずかしかったですあ、そうそう今週のブラチュー見ましたすごい展開でしたね私見ながらずっとドキドキしちゃってこの多重人格者
What?
あなたが殺したの
What's going on?
人殺し
No.
真犯人
What?
罪を償いなさい
What's happening? I was all happy a second ago. No, don't say that. Okay. M delusion. I'd been my own delusion. I was terrified. Entirely impossible for you. I had gotten a hold of my cell phone number from somewhere and called me after all. I want to listen to the voice message anymore if I could help it. I already simulated the worst possible outcome of my delusions. Shouldn't be able to handle it as long as I don't have to listen to it and it's nothing else. Taking off my depression. Set the message to playback. And after checking multiple times to make sure the demon girl wasn't there, I put the phone on my ear. It was actually the other message with that weird loud noise and everything. The delusion version. It's all crazy, yeah. No one here. So, just do a neutral. Customers, no employees. No one's coming out. I'm restlessly looking around the store. No one's coming out. My wallet to make sure I had change. No one's coming out. Look at the buzz latch, set it down again, making a small noise. No one's coming out. I must have to call out, excuse me, something like that. I couldn't even if there was no one there. No one's coming out. Thought about testing to see what would happen if I tried to leave without pain, but then I decided it wasn't worth the risk of getting arrested. No one's coming out. They must have gone to take out the trash. No one's coming out. What's happening? Why does it keep saying it again and again? They were checking the inventory in the warehouse out back. Alright, I keep saying no one's coming out again. Alright, there it goes. No, you meet Shogun. Oh. Chapter 4. Is it P again? Probably say something. Maybe greeting of some sort. Satsudo. This supposed to be Numido, I know, yeah. She's definitely not the one to ask. Like I already greeted people normally. It'd be even more unnatural for me to suddenly start doing it out of the blue like that. You should bring up to the transfer student. It's like I ever chatted with Rimi normally. Even more natural for me to suddenly start chatting with her about the out of the blue like that. What? Did I say that twice? Thank you for the day before yesterday? Well, if I did that, maybe I should apologize for being so rude to her after she'd done so much to help me. Let's go ask her about why she'd been there back then. Ask her if she'd hug me because she liked me. Or could I ask her about why she was at the side of the crucifixion? No, none of these topics of conversation starters at all. What's I supposed to do? Let's put more and more pressure on me. I might say something I knew would be awkward to say silent, but I still couldn't force out any words. I threw the world so goddamn much. So I'm tired of choking over up, just trying to talk. I want to go home and do something. What did it say? Home and start to my comforting Seiraton. Mi's voice suddenly broke the silence. I jumped in surprise and a shudder ran through me. I still couldn't look up. Mi's voice is quiet. Her breath faintly on my ear. When I looked up in surprise, I realized that she'd moved her face really close to mine. She was now whispering in my ear. Mi's body was right next to mine. A soft warm body that hugged me in the middle of the road. Mine was going completely blank. The thing I could think of was the sensation of Rumi's body against mine. Nodded frantically several times. Telling me that Rimi had made to leave the classroom. I sudden urge to ask her something. She just said something dangerous like that. I wanted to ask her, back then, what did it all look like to you? Good point, yeah. I'm me at school. Oh, is that chains going through and attached to her? It was all weird. This sword was a white chain coiled around one of her legs. I'm not gonna stop dead in my tracks. Late commanding tone, one of the acted as if the train belonged to them. Of course, I had no intention of going inside. I know who she was. I was scared of her, and I was all talking to 3D women when alone with them. I didn't want anything to do with her.
入れと言っている。
His attitude told me I wasn't allowed to talk back. She hadn't moved a muscle, but I didn't know what she'd do if I even showed the slightest hint of trying to escape. Maybe she was actually a Dokyun, that would beat me up, someone up without hesitation. Talk about scary. I showed her even the slightest hint of submissiveness, she'd walk all over me. I dealt with Dokyun several times up until now. Whenever that happened, the best thing to do was just run away. No matter if you obeyed them or not. It hurt if they were done with you, and no matter what you did, the best option was just run away. Let's see if I can find an opening. Suddenly, some pushed me from behind hard. Caught off guard, I was unable to brace my legs. I tumbled clumsily to the ground. Stunned, I looked back toward the entrance to see who the hell had pushed me. A lot of people outside the train waiting for appointments and whatnot. Couldn't pinpoint which one of them was the culprit. They'd already run away. They felt the need to shove me. Why would someone do something like that? I was hit my knee when I fallen down and hurt a little bit. But now I contact with Senna, I staggered back to my feet. The damn popsicle. Oh, I started thinking crazy. I can't quite remember this. Oh! Neutral here. You have traps in your room. Do last time. Positive or negative? What should I do? I desperately think of a way out of the situation, but it was no use. I couldn't think. Oh, you're in the cafe, not your room. Take me completely surprised. My mind got completely blank.
昨日あなたの家に行ったんですけど、いませんでしたよね。夜まで待ってたんですけど。
I waited for you late.
でも私を避けようとする西条くんの気持ちはよくわかります。私西条くんのこと騙してたわけだし。
Acknowledge that. And just stay away from me. Nothing to say to Shogun's underlings. Anyone who traps a weak person like me is a demon. You'll look down once. It's like she was hesitant to say something. Then after a moment, she very clearly said a single phrase.
その目、誰の目？
No.
知ってますよね。知らないなんて言わせません。ヴァンパイアのダイイングメッセージです。
Vampire case.
ネットで公表されたことで渋谷で大流行中の言葉。でも私流行る前から知ってました。ヴァンパイアより前にこの言葉を使っている人がいた。
What?
将軍。
Shogun. That's me.
前に見せましたよね。ナイトハルト、西条くんと将軍のチャットログ。そこで将軍が書き込んでました。その目誰の目。
その目誰の目。
そして
You inched your face closer and closer to mine. The tone of her voice was calm, the eyes shining behind her glasses, ice cold. Staring at me. I looked away.
将軍はあなた。
No, no. Why? In other words, what? Actually, I already know that.
お願いです、西条くん。もう
Now you know my secret. I have to kill you. What's this? Afterwards, you go to that alleyway. Police. I gulped audibly. Terrifying thoughts ran through my head. Sad looked around the park once again. A man had been sitting on a bench and staring at his cell phone was taking quick glances at me, or at least what it felt like. But then a man with a stern face entered the park and sat down on the pipe-ish fence, opened a newspaper and started reading. Dark place with next to no streetlights, a man, seemingly a businessman who had been walking quickly through the park, was now standing at the edge of the overpass, gazing down the street below. Police had been talking to the homeless man, who was now looking at me while contacting someone on his police radio. Cold sweat crept down my back. No. These guys cops? Maybe they were just tailing me. If that was true, I was completely surrounded. We had already made up our mind and decided that I was the murderer, and then based on her delusions, Oh, they already gone and reported to the police.
ふざけんな。
Couldn't help but mutter that out loud, albeit at a low volume so no one would hear me. Isn't another part of Shogun's evil plan? I didn't do it. Didn't kill anyone. I'm not the murderer. Why should I, a coward of couldn't talk to people, worse shit, be treated like a murderer, then subsequently be chased by the police? Why did I get caught up in you as insane, delusional bullshit? Regardless, I couldn't stay here. My chest doesn't stop pounding and hurt to breathe, but I still had to get out of here. I made my way over to the overpass, trying my best to look as natural as possible. Right in front of me was a staircase leading down to the Meiji Dori. I'll go down it and escape using the road. As I reached the middle of the overpass, a new figure appeared on the stairs. It was a woman, and judging from the suit, an office worker. She was holding the cell phone to her ear and talking with a blank expression on her face as she walked up the stairs. Should be Detective 2? Passed by her, my heart pounded the entire time.
その目誰の目
No, what?
っていう T シャツが流行ってるわよ。
Oh, okay.
今度の日曜日に買いに行くわ。
No!
原宿の竹下通りに売っているから。
Not in Takeshita Dori, which is in Harajuku. That's where Palm Harajuku's from. I really felt uncomfortable. Her speaking style was really awkward. It felt strangely theatrical. Who the hell was she talking to anyways? Wasn't that end of her phone? Was she even talking to anyone at all? In the end, the woman took no action against me. I finally made it to the stairs. It was Palm, yeah, and relative ease. Also, when I was in Harajuku and on Takeshita Dori, whatever, that's where I saw the Kogama Cafe. I took a picture. I put it on Discord. I remember the picture somewhere. A strange link between Stardom and Tokyo Joshi Pro. The cop wasn't following me. Yeah. Kogama Cafe. Didn't have a picture of a bear on it though. He was standing in the same place as before, still talking to his police radio. One of the homeless people had been sitting on the ground. I was sitting on the ground and was starting to get up, but none of the other homeless people were moving. Then before I knew it, the man on the bench and the man reading the newspaper both got up and started walking toward me. Two men glanced at each other. They were exchanging looks, or at least it seemed like it. Then turned my gaze to the office worker once again. Yeah, I made oh, I see the AI summary. This is pretty funny. I turned off the AI training, but you can't turn off the AI summaries, though. Yeah, it's gotta be all crazy because I'm skipping everything so quick. She had passed by me a few minutes ago, but now she turned her head to look at me. The second our eyes met, she turned back away with a start. Her cell phone was still held up to her ear. She wasn't speaking anymore. With an amount of fear that I'd never experienced before, I immediately bolted down the stairs. I ran down Meiji Dori toward the station. I looked up the overpass. This worker was leaning over the railing and pointing at me. It wasn't just her. Two men were sprinting across the overpass. They were really cops. All of them were cops. Shit. This is all Yua's fault. She set me up. So good to see you, Pink Spike. Somehow I was just innocent? If I did, I couldn't get away from the fact that I was literally running away from the police right now. Besides, I'm sure the police would try to find some way to pin on me regardless. I never believed in a talk of freak like me. Another time to think about what happened next. Now I just need to get away from the UA and the police. There's a sole thought occupying my mind. FES. So we meet her in that subway tunnel or whatever. Let's see, she's doing neutral here. We did positive last time, I think. FES. They even called her a prophet. Skip something? Alright. Let's just do neutral. She was tall, had a great body, and she looked like a model. I'm sure she was popular with the guys too. Oh, and that's it. Her D-sword. There's another one wearing her school uniform. Why is it not skipping this? She's standing right beside me. And the stairs right in front of me. We're the same person in the same place. We definitely saw this last time. Really and utterly flustered, I relentlessly sat back and forth between the two FESs over and over, comparing them. They were exactly the same down to facial features, height, and hairstyles. The difference were the clothes and whether or not they were carrying a sword. They weren't twins or anything like that. They just look alike. They were one and the same. Two FESs said at the exact same time. It started to hurt. What kind of insane phenomenon was this shit? What the hell was happening? Ban and Sua. Sua also turns out to be evil.
この渋谷という場所は若者たちをこんなにも引きつけると思う。
The damn GE rate or whatever it was called. Suddenly the conversation I was having to FES translated into something completely unrelated.
日本、いいえ、世界を見渡してみてもこんな場所は他になかなかないわ。
Does it have something to do with the D swords? If not, then I didn't care. I'm gonna find a way to get FES. Tell me to get my hands on a real D sword.
新宿でも池袋でもなくて
It's just Shibuya.
渋い。
It's got the GE rate.
この街の名前が一人歩きしてしまうくらい。
Both in front of me and behind me. The two same words spoke from the two FES at the exact same time. Like synchronization. Somewhat strange feeling. The FES is split in half. Both of them the real FES. Both of them imposters.
日本中の人たちに刻まれているわ。若者の街という記号が。なぜかしら。ファッションの街だから。
Nothing to do with me, I say.
お店がたくさんあるから。流行の発信地だから。
Damn GE rate.
よくテレ
I
ビ
know the
で
answer.
交通の便がいいから。違うわ。どれ。
Two FES paused for a moment. Being watched from both front and back started making me feel very, very uncomfortable.
大いなる意志よ。
What?
工事存在。もっとわかりやすく言う。神のいる意志の。
GE rate? This is bad. My rational side warned me. Could this be? You're trying to recruit me to some sketchy religious cult. I'm beginning to feel uneasy. Man, I should just get the heck out of here. Comparing the next thing FES said to me, I realized I no longer had that option.
理想度もまたその意志による導きよ。
Give me the D sword. As they talk about the GE rate. Watch the movie of the group dive. We're on chapter 5. 9 chapters. Should do positive here. So I try to figure out, try to transmit images to each other. Essays, FES. Oh, so I did positive last time. All right. Sub-Zero. Warp into this game super fast. Trying to see these different endings. Hands on my shoulders. Just doing neutral here, I guess. Wish I did. I didn't do neutrals the first time through. Like very, very rarely. Lost in thought. You probably didn't have anything in mind yet.
見返りなんていらない。
それって貸してくれないっていうこと？
Michela's drooped in disappointment.
そっか。残念。
いや違うよ。
Yeah, baby metal.
見返りなんて必要ないってこと。普通に貸すよ。
タク、ありがとう。
Big smile shot onto her face. She looked incredibly happy. It's halfway ready to glomp me. I didn't say I made girls happy very often, so it really made me happy too. I've been brave enough to say it.
ビシッ。じゃあ見返りなしで借ります。
Breaky, breaky, bishi, bishi, bishi.
となれば善は急げ。タクの家にレッツゴー。
Let's go. This part back then, we're talking about FPS again. Ayase cloned us right from my very eyes. I wouldn't say the exact moment when it happened. All I knew was that it turned around and another Ayase was there. It just showed me how to pull her descent out of thin air. Neither hallucination nor delusion. Showing me something like that, there was no way I could still label it as a mental case. However, Ayase had also said this.
これも君の妄想よ。
Phenomenon headed. Am I delusion coming to fruition?
理想度は力を持つ人の目にしか映らない。君には私の剣が見えているでしょう。それが意味するのは一つだけ。
She'd also been talking about when she mentioned the power that projected illusions to reality. Maybe I had that power. Neutral. We didn't do that last time, I don't think. Neutral is also usually short. Picked up the toy D-sword, sit in the corner of my room. Stand in the center of my room. My sword to the eye level like I was an ESO character. Alright. Just need to picture an image of my sword in my head. Maybe was looking at me, our eyes met. I make a sword magically appear out of thin air. She was grinning at something. I feel my face turning red. My usual habit, I held up the sword as if I were alone in the room. Been pretty painful looking from Rimi's perspective. I want to die. Calmed down and lowered the sword. Too embarrassed to look at her. I didn't dig myself any deeper than I already had. It'll help that she'd been gracious enough to pretend she hadn't seen it. She did. I'd be willing to go down on my hands and knees for her. Thoughts were interrupted by Rimi striking the final blow.
ねえねえ、チャンバラごっこ
No. Shook my head no.
いつもそういうことしてるの？
Once again, I shook my head.
今日が初めて？
This time I nodded.
チャンバラごっこの相手役、私がしようか？よくわからないけど。
Shook my head vehemently. I'm telling you, I'm not playing
贅
samurai.
沢。どうしてこっち見てくれないのかな？
Obvious, I'm embarrassed, damn it. Saw something you should never have seen. Fear of pain and suffering a man underwent with his girlfriend, found his porn stash. Must be compared to what I'd be going through right now.
タクってさ、
No, she hate me now? I don't know if I can recover from that. I had to clear up this misunderstanding.
かわいいね。
No! え
かなりキュンときちゃったな。今のは。
I was writhing in delight as she tightly hugged the Seirotan body pillow that sat on my chair. She was going to make fun of me, but judging her from attitude, she seemed to mean what she'd said. In other words, Rimi just unintentionally moed over me. I was relieved. She named me, thank goodness. Flag tripped. Remember this sooner. Let's do neutral. I was lost for what to do. I have to suddenly examine Rimi's expression. Yeah, I remember the positive one, delusion here. Come on, sitting like that was cheating. Well, she was clearly wearing a miniskirt. She also held her knees, so she sat some. I could see her panties, Sakihata-san. Actually, depending on the angle, it almost looked like she was completely commando. But I judged my eyes direct themselves to the home of her thighs, the V-zone. That's for the rash, called my forth the rational side to suppress my lust. She was sitting, and me at the cover of a classic Moe Eroge, titled Free Sister, the limited edition of its anime adaptation. Illustration of the heroine sitting exactly as Rimi was now, like one of those boxes labeled Free Kittens. Illustration was irresistibly Moe. I even had my PC wallpaper for a while.
ねえ、タク。
はい。
God, I was acting suspicious, wasn't I? To be fair, the 3D girl was hugging her knees and tilting her head as she looked right at me. What was I supposed to do? Acting so cute, I was going to die of Moe overdose. She wasn't even 2D. Unconscious of my blatantly libido-fueled thoughts, the words Rimi spoke were,
タクは、自分の未来を考えたことある？
What?
例えば、人を含めてすべての生き物は生きてるだけで何かを傷つけてるんだよ。
What? Very deep in thought. What are you trying to say something here?
わかる？
だから
だからね。無理しないでいいからね。
Ready to force myself to go to school? Stop playing ESO? Live a healthier lifestyle. Chain planet shouldn't hold back. Wherever I was stuck with lust. Let my instincts take. Sorry, let my instincts take hold. Oh, no, that was the last one. Well, Remy stretched as far as she could. Quickly rose to her feet. Some of her skirt fluttered in front of my face.
私、喉乾いてきちゃった。何か飲み物ある？
So I headed toward the fridge. I peeked inside. Some half-finished cola, but I drank directly from the bottle, so it probably wouldn't be best to give it to Remy.
ないなら買ってこようかな。コンビニって深センの駅前にあったよね。
Konbini. Remy standing behind me.
ちょっと行ってくる。
She gave me a big smile and left without waiting for my response. Phew. Being alone with a girl really did make me nervous. Especially without Remy sometimes did get my heart skip a beat, whether she was aware of it or not. For a little honesty, she probably wasn't.
くんかくんか。
Sucked the lingering scent in the air. Sensed the remnants of a floral scent walking through the room. So the smell of a girl, Remy's smell.
最低だ。
Sat in my chair dejected how low I'd sunk. I would do anything but cringe at my vulgar deed. She'd be terrified of Shogun and Yo, but here I was soaking in complete ecstasy. What's out here? The brain removal. Oh. New gen murder. This was mine was preoccupied by the patient and trial records I looked up yesterday. Oh, there's just one line randomly in there. That's kind of weird. We out here now. Uh-oh. I do negative. Kozupi. The devil, there she was, passed right next to me. Face looked she was about to cry. She bowed her head to me. Wait, I gotta make sure. I hadn't seen this before. Vision suddenly went pitch black. It felt like pushing against my eyes. What the hell?
誰だ？
No fucking way. Who's legendary Guess Who game? The legend said it only exists within the world of 2D. She said the classic line. Could it be? Could it well and truly be? Never thought I'd experience it in my lifetime. Right now, I basically won the game of life. Of course, I immediately knew the answer. I was training the art of working out a voice actor just by hearing the anime character talk. Saying it's obviously you or me would be pretty embarrassing. How should I answer? What was that?
どう？答えわからない？
Wait a minute. The wheelchair squeaking. There was someone there. There's the presence of someone other than Remy. It's my vision obscured, but my hearing was particularly sensitive. Where we were now, someone other than Remy, and I was there. That was the sound of creaking metal. Oh god.
その目誰の？
No, Shogun. God damn it. My body instantly seized by fear. I tried to shake off Remy's hand, but she held it firmly.
ちょっとちょっと。ちゃんと答え言ってよ。ズルしちゃダメなんだから。
This is weird. Something was very, very wrong here. Oh, she acted so carefree. Had she noticed it? She was pretending not to. I couldn't stand the fear of not being able to see what was going on, so I grabbed the delicate hands, covered my eyes, ripped them away.
タク？
Remy fell back even harder. As well as we ended up wrestling a bit with each other, and Remy collided with my back. Soft sensation of her bulging chest, but now wasn't time to rejoice in that fact.
離せ！
Someone managed to shove Remy's hands aside and jump away. I turned back towards her.
どこだ？将軍はどこに？
The thing I saw was Remy, sitting there with a bewildered look. Around the area trying to find the wheelchair, but there was nothing, absolutely nothing.
いない。そんな。
Couldn't see him anywhere. Not in the large sports courts, not by the entrance. There wasn't a single sign of an old man riding in a wheelchair.
タク、ごめん。
I
びっ
know,
くりさせちゃっ
you know,
た。
he's actually you. He's not even just your friend. He is you. He looked very apologetic. Doesn't seem like an act either.
今、いなかった。
何が？
車椅
At
子
this
の
point, he's still scary.
老人が。
He's still scary looking. Remy tilted her head.
いないよ。私は見てない。
You're in on it with them.
その人と一緒だったの？
I know, it's a lot of weird stuff in this game.
違う。
It's
そ
very
うじゃなくて。
descriptive.
そうじゃなくて。
I became less and less confident in my assumption. I was sure I'd heard those things. Kind of wheelchair creaking, Shogun's chuckle. It's like he was mocking me. Whose eyes are those eyes? Did I hallucinate it? Was I really that anxious? That was probably it. Probably nothing more than that.
大丈夫だよ。
Rimi smiled at me, except it felt forced this time.
私が一緒に帰ってあげるから。怖がらないで。
Relief flooded in me from her words. Then, guided along by Rimi, we headed toward the school gate. Oh, back to the skip part. Just have on Dojin. Oh. Boy. Earthquake? Oh. Oh yeah, there it is. It's going all over the place here. Back into Shogun. It's courage having the phone, wrap my arms around myself. What did last time? Positive or negative? Find out now. Oh, I didn't do positive. Rimi! As if my prayers have been answered, like the cries have been heard. He always did appear when I was in trouble. The door leapt into my room.
リミ、助けて。
Rimi looked straight at me, then quickly examined our surroundings. Immediately, realized that was the source of my terror was my PC. Began typing on the keyboard with an angry expression. Shut your mouth, stupid! Leave Taco alone, I'll kick your
こ
butt.
ういう時は、きつく言った方がいいよ。
Rimi looked back at me and smiled gently.
こう言っておけば、案外あっさり引き下がるでしょ。
Doesn't work at all. Online? You kidding me? Is that really how it worked? It was only that reckless because she didn't know much about the internet. Being that blunt would only make other people even madder. Here the other person was Shogun. He stared at the monitor with bated breath. Shogun sent yet another message. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. And now he left the room. Why would I do that to myself? See, I told you, Shogun's kind of an asshole. Room went silent. What the hell? I knew it. It really pissed him off. The tone of his last message was very clearly different.
どうせ口だけだよ、口だけ。
You can understand, yeah.
まさかここに直接押しかけてくるなんてことはないって。それよりタク、大丈夫だった？ごめんね、電話くれたでしょ。ちょうどこっちに向かってるところだったから出られなかった。さっきの地震の後、タクが心配になってここまで全力疾走してきたんだ。来てよかった。
Listen to Rimi's voice. Could take my eyes off the monitor. The message left me deeply unsettled. You're dead.
なんてこと。
私が来たから、もう平気だよ。何の心配もないから。
なんてことしてくれたんだよ。殺される。あいつに殺される。
He's crazy.
早く逃げないと。
落ち着いて。殺されなんてしないよ。タクの考えすぎ。
He knows where I live. He knows where my parents live. And the room was silent. My eyebrows furrowed. He looked up at the ceiling.
どうしたの？
その目。誰の目？
Why'd you say that? Why'd you say that? Her voice was soft for her, so Rimi's face contorted. She grabbed her head with both hands.
頭、急に痛くなって。
What is happening? She's possessed.
痛い。そう。
Got scenes from scanners. Unable to endure the pain anymore, Rimi fell to the floor, shaking her head madly. Don't tell me. Gaze shot toward the ceiling. No, not the ceiling, toward the sky, but beyond the ceiling, toward an artificial satellite that may or may not exist. Shogun attacking. Quick, put on this tinfoil hat. A drop of blood fell from Rimi's nose. Suddenly her half moans, half screams ceased. Rimi's body shook violently as she staggered, then she dropped to the forehead first.
リミ。
No answer. She didn't even twitch. He killed her. Using a satellite, using EM waves. Shogun had killed Rimi. How'd that been so quiet? He killed her with neither sound nor smell, without even hint of his presence. But way too quiet. It only made it even more terrifying. There's no escape. I kneeled to the floor and shook Rimi's shoulder.
ねえ、起きてよ。リミ、
No escape. No matter what on earth, there would be no escape.
僕を置いていかないでよ。
Or I would try to flee. Shogun would be able to attack from high above in the sky.
こんなの妄想に決まってる。
Gotta go underground. Oh, this is a delusion. Turned to my senses, I was still in front of the monitor. Rimi had written what had earlier had vanished. Shogun's "You're dead" had too. Looked back toward the rest of my room, and Rimi's body was nowhere to be found. But relieved that Rimi wasn't actually dead, but disappointed that she hadn't shown up. Why? Why wasn't she here yet? Absolutely terrified, and hated her now more than ever. Oh no, she kills herself, and then you make the thing that saves her.
お前だな。
Question knew about it, that was you. Belle sent his breath on my cheeks. So close, she could rip out my throat with her teeth just like that. This girl so violent and terrifying. Save me, somebody save me,
お前は
tasukete.
天聖信仰会と関係があるのか。
Cosmic what?
その力を誰から教わった？
And his voice is unusually tense. No idea what she was talking about. Just kept shaking my head over and over.
あんなのありえない。理想度なしでエラーを現実にするなんて。お前はその力のことを誰に教わったんだ？
I am God.
誰からだ？答えろ！
Told you. No taught me anything. I had to name someone. It was FES. That singer from that band. Can't breathe. You're choking me. I'm gonna pass up. I'm gonna die. I'm done for. I lost consciousness. Suddenly, I let go of me and I collapsed to the ground. I'm coughing, struggling desperately to get oxygen in my lungs. The hell was she doing? It's not my enemy after all. Another one of Shogun. Was she another one of Shogun's underlings? If she was, I had to run away.
本当に天聖信仰会とは関係ないんだな。
What the hell was the cosmic of the divine light? Never even heard of it. Seeing the confusion blast all over my face, then I finally stopped staring at me. Licked her tongue lightly, then let out a sigh.
悪かった。関係ないならいい。
Well, something in an unconcerned tone, then went to leave. Not much of an apology. Oh, look at it. They're working together. Suwa and Hazuki. What's happening here? Suwa and Hazuki suddenly went silent, looking at the ceiling. Looked back down. They're getting messages from the satellite. Looked back down and stared at each other. What's this about? Suwa sighed. Hazuki's perplexed expression suddenly changed.
見られていたな。
その目誰の目ね。
Something never familiar was injected into those words with the two exchanged. The sense that the two could not be anything other than old friends was loaded into every word.
西条匠のオリジナルは見つかったか？
Oh, Shogun.
いいえ、この
Now
病
the
院
Tony
内
was
にいる
way
ことは
earlier
分
in
かっ
the,
てい
in
る
the
の。
game now.
これ、カルテよ。彼は無遊病だわ。
It's hidden behind a wall. Sharp contrast to how resistant she had been to hand it over before, Hazuki readily passed the medical record to Suwa. She already had it in her possession. She had predicted that Suwa would pay her a visit.
助かる。じゃあ予定通りに大フロントに奴を誘導して覚醒させるか。
接触するの？
ああ、顔は隠すけどな。
In the mischievous smile, Suwa plays a gentle kiss on Hazuki's lips. What?
コスプレしてパーティーに出発だ。
No. PlayStation save is pathetic. What is this? Oh no. Loud music, remember this. Whose phone was ringing? What else could it be? Check my head, I'm not sure this one I would say. Skip here or not here? Oh, Nami still wasn't answering. Please pick up the phone already. Just call my parents instead. That's the fastest way to get a hold of her. Ignoring the mysterious ringtone waiting for the last few seconds, hung up the phone. Stop. The mysterious ringtone stopped. The room suddenly grew quiet. It wasn't completely exact, but I was sure one thing. The song stopped. Almost the exact same time it hung up on the call.
なんで
It's getting more and more confused. Not knowing what else to do, I started looking around the room over and over, but not too much. But not how much I looked around, my brain refused to process any of it. Make myself dizzy. My mind got completely blank. I was going to try calling Nanami. This time the ringtone won't play, and Nanami will answer the phone. In my days, those are the faint hopes I clung to. Hi, Lane. Nanami. Those hopes were swiftly crushed. In 2 seconds after the call started, the happy-go-lucky melody started playing once more. There's no mistaking it. Couldn't rub my eyes from reality anymore.
この部屋にある
Nami's phone was in this room. Why? Had Nanami forgotten to hear her? Tell buddies I'm calling you. Oh no. Did you get my present? No! It's the severed hand. God damn it. Why'd they have to show it again? There's a jump, whatever. What is this? Why would they fix it? Neutral here. Sound like fans cheering from the bleachers of a soccer game, maybe a volleyball game. The entirety of the Dokuns gathered in the scramble across had all begun chanting in unison. It was the planned part of the event. The Shogun and Mike controlled them into doing it. They followed the same rhythm as they raised their hands overhead and shouted the same words. They're all insane. I was horrified. The chant wasn't stopping. Amidst the chant, I could hear high-pitched voices of the female Dokuns. It wasn't close. I noticed one thing they all in common. They're all making fun of me. Damn, they're just having fun and laughing to their heart's content. Everything was fine as long as they're having fun. That's what I could dedicate to my sacrifice, a true shit show. All I wanted to do was join in and make fun of myself the way everyone else was. The last one of them was a Dokun. Nobody would be coming to my rescue. No one to come and wish for my death. My psychology was going to kill me. Not out of hatred or fury, but simply because that was what everyone wanted to see. Sword. How did we do this last time? Did I save it here? I don't remember the I remember I fucked up one time. Saw a sword, yes. Distinctly saw a sword. Where I messed up? Can't remember what it was last time. Move from here, I can take it. Too big. It's sort from other places than here. That was the one that confused me last time. I thought you would be able to move it, but I guess the answer is no. Not actually a sword. Good. So I remembered that. What is this part now? What chapter is this? Read your negative.
ねえ、逃げよう。タッキーはよくやっ
Oh,
たよ。
okay. Nanami.
じゃあ、はっきり言ってあげる。ナナミッチが死んだっていいじゃん。
Who cares if she dies? Huh?
タッキーは自分の命よりナナミッチの命の方が大事なの？
Well, Nanami's my precious little sister,
で
so
も、突き詰めれば他人っしょ？
she's just some random.
死んだら悲しいけど、それだけ。タッキーに何か害が及ぶ？
No?
自分の命と他人の命とどっちが大事？死んだらさ、世界が終わるんだよ。
うん
タッキーにとっての世界が終わるの。わかる？死んだらあとは何も残らない。死後の世界なんてない。天国もない。生まれ変わることもない。ただ、タッキーっていう一人の動物の生命活動が終わって、タッキーはもう世界を観測できなくなるんさ。それって世界が終わるってことっしょ？ つまりさ、
That's a good point. Make a great point, Sarah-tan.
タッキーが死んだら、タッキーが観測してたナナミッチもどうせ消えるってことなんだよ。ナナミッチだけじゃない。リミッチもアヤセッチも、それにアタシも。みんな消える。でも、ナナミッチが死んだだけなら、タッキーは消えないで済むし、タッキーの世界も消えないで済むんさ。ブラチューの最終回もちゃんと見られるし、来年発売予定のブラチューのゲームも、
イエーイ
私の新作フィギュアもちゃんと買える世界が残るんさ。
This new ESO?
ねえ、タッキー。死にたい？死にたくない？
Darth Spider was there. Hmm.
"警察の人が後でお話を聞きたいそうですよ。
Suzuki's gentle tone turned cold. Looking at me, she continued writing something on a piece of paper attached to a clipboard.
妹さんを殺すなんて、ひどい人ですね。
No, what? What'd you just say?
あなたの家で見つかったそうですよ。死
I
体。
don't go there. What?
妹さんの手首を切り落として持ち歩いてい
No,
たなん
my
て、
god
まとも
damn
じゃ
it.
ないわ。
It's definitely not at my house right now. And don't go look. I got something else to take care of. A completely unrelated reason.
僕は殺してない。
そう主張しているらしいですね。意味不明なことばかり言ってて話にならないって刑事さんがぼやいてました。心神喪失で無罪っていうのを狙ってるんですか？
She got a new tip there. Insanity.
でもみんな思ってますよ。あなたが殺したんだって。
What? Just squeezed tightly and I began to hallucinate that everything before my eyes had gone completely black. Started to doubt myself. Had I killed Nanami? No, that can't be true.
人殺し。
Writing something, but suddenly Hazuki's hand stopped. And slowly turned the clipboard toward me. No, what the hell? Why? Why? I'm mad. Illusion. Suddenly, I was sitting in the same bed in the same hospital room. Sure, where the sheet I just ripped off was still on me. Hazuki-san had been standing right beside the bed and disappeared before I could even blink. The crease went off my forehead. Looked around the hospital room once again. A couple knocks. Hazuki-san entered the rooms, and her eyes widened slightly upon seeing me.
あら、西條さん、目が覚めたんですね。
A smile accompanied her as she said that. Stiffened up, then looked away.
お体の調子はどうですか？
Suzuki-san held a thermometer to me so naturally I could help but take it.
体温を測ってくださいね。
The thermometer from her, I gulped. The same exact thing from before was repeating, as if Suzuki-san just walked in the hospital room for the first time. I noticed the reach for the thermometer on my underarm. Sure, I put it under him just a minute ago, and yet nothing there. The thermometer disappeared. What I'd seen earlier had really been a delusion. My body disappeared, but that didn't mean that the state of mind was any better, nor felt anywhere close to relieved. Yes, a night heart. You heard of this group called the Heart Foundation? Yeah, I'm on to you. You heard of this guy Jim the Anvil or something? You're neutral. Kill all the Dokkan bastards in my head in an attempt to relieve my anger, but I was going to reverse the humiliation. Not only that, but the Dokkins from earlier were still harassing me, their obnoxious voices echoing throughout the classroom.
お前なんで死なないの？
What do you mean?
生きてんのきつくね？
Oh yeah, because I was trying to kill myself.
俺ら手伝ってやろうか。
Covered my ears and tried desperately to put up with it. I wanted to kill them. I wanted to tear every last one of them to shreds with my D-sword. I imagined my sword cracking their skulls open, gouging out their hearts, ripping their bodies in half. Die, 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 die. I didn't have a D-sword. I could buy a long kitchen knife anywhere. I want to crush these maggots with my own two hands. I go back to the game. Some low-carter bread. There we go. Started learning more about Shogun.
5分くらいなのら。
5 mini minutes. Got so overwhelmed that I had to create new personalities inside my head just so I could cope with everything. Is you alright? Do I really have multiple
コ
personalities?
ズピーはちゃんとコズピーなのら。日常くんとは違う人だよ。
I know that people with multiple personalities can't have conversations between personalities, but maybe this is an exception.
コズピーは違うの。
I was getting really fed up with this voice. I'll be able to stand up from just this annoying Kozubi personality, let alone the other ones. Besides, how many personalities do I have inside me in the first place? I read in some book somewhere there's patients Theos as many as 24 personalities. On top of that, I'm not even sure if this personality I know is me is the main one. The original personality that owns Nishiji Takumi's body is really me. Still there frozen and dumbfounded, the trapper student poked my shoulder with her finger. She poked me, she started to mumble something, and didn't say anything. But she hadn't ended up saying anything. Instead of speaking, she decided to timidly raise her hand.
コズピーがコズピーなのら。
え？
コズピーがコズピーなの。それとコズピーは転校生じゃなくて折原梢なのら。
Kozoi. Orihara Kozoi. Very faintly remembered hearing the name from Misumi-kun a long time ago. Kozoi, Kozoi, Kozupi. No. This voice I've been hearing is the one he'd been sending to my head. I understood and nodded her head empathetically. Well, you didn't figure that out from the very beginning?
仕組みはよくわかんないのら。でもできるの。
That's ridiculous. Her D-sword. Skip this one. Or to go to neutral. Way too big to be do something like that indoors. With the customers around, if anyone were to get hurt, it'd be total disaster. Kozbi's behavior is making me really nervous. I wasn't sure if it was because she knew I was afraid, but Kozbi recklessly lowered her sword and spun around on the spot. Looked like she was having fun.
これがコズピーの剣だよ。悪い人をやっつけるのら。
Beat up and down the baddies? Feel uneasy. Something bothered me about them. Together. The game got really goofy. Because it was so like depressing up to this point. Or it got depressing up to this point.
よかったらどうぞ。
Negative. I don't know what we did last time. I'll do negative. Said it with good intentions in mind, but Senna simply took one look at me and began ignoring the offer. And for some reason, she handed me a popsicle stick instead. I'd never seen her smile like that. Made no attempt to explain herself either. Wasn't sure what she was expecting, so I wasn't exactly ecstatic over losing a losing popsicle stick that didn't even belong to me. She just silently ordered me to toss it in the trash can to the convenience store or something? Considering it was her and all, really it was something within the realm of possibility. Senna must have had a whole host of meek male subjects that used to do her dirty work. She was pretty much insulting me to my face. I just thought of what she'd do if I defied her scared me far too much, so I had bit my lip and put up with it.
私の勝ち。
Gaze fixed on the sky that peeked between the buildings, Senna declared her supposed victory. With a sigh, I inevitably looked at the losing popsicle stick and gasped. No, what the hell was this? Who wrote this?
先週出た渋谷限定品だ。
This exclusive Shibuya one?
ただの当たりより価値がある。
Had a smug expression on her face as she explained. She just trying to brag?
だから私の勝ち。
What was it here or something? There was like when I was a kid, there was like, I think it was like some sucker or something that if you had like something on the wrapper, like it's supposed to give you a free one. But I don't know if that ever actually worked or not. I think it was just like a rumor. Like something had like a star or something on the wrapper. It was like one of those like super tiny like tiny around the sucker things or whatever. Dum-dums, yeah, that's what they were. Was that real? I think they like all had a star on the wrapper. What kind of competition did she even won? Besides, I gotta look it up. It's real. Oh, it was actually Tootsie Pops. And you could hit it in for free or whatever. It was never real. Yeah, it couldn't have been real. Alright. So it was actually Tootsie Pops. My god. What kind of competition she even won? Besides, I don't want anything to do with these winning sticks, especially with how in poor taste they were. I attempted to snap the stick right in half on the spot, but I swallowed back my anger and turned it to Senna. Less goofy after that. Learned about Norose. And had her hand cut off. It's the next chapter. Go back to Yua's history. No, that comes up later. Neutral. Ones I did the least.
おっと、ここまで行ったのになおも無視しますか。
Answering me shoot off the couch and onto her feet. Then came up next to me and slowly picked up the toy D sword leaning against the table. Ignoring my confusion, she held the proper part of the sword and assumed a stance.
そんなタクにはこうだ。
Flung the sword down. Obviously just messing around and wasn't actually trying to hurt me, but regardless, she jabbed me in the back with the tip of the sword.
えっ
Next, she bonked me in the head when I tried to wave her off in annoyance. She definitely dodged my counter.
ねえねえ、もっと楽しいことしようよ。じゃないと本気で切っちゃうぞ。
楽しいことって。
A diagonal slash aimed straight at my neck. Rumi stopped to ponder a little.
じゃあ、ゲームとか。ほら、タクは得意でしょ？対戦ゲームしようよ。私、そういうのやったことないから、いろいろ教えてほしいな。
Fortunately, the only games I had were ESO and a catalog of Aroge, neither of which had versus modes.
無理だよ。ソフトがなくて。
I picked up the sword and pushed it aside. Dissatisfied, Rumi pursed her lips into a pout, then put the sword back where she'd found it.
だって、せっかく久しぶりに会えたのに。
Okay, and I'm happy to hear that you want to spend time with me, but I'm just not in the mood to do something fun right now. Not with everything going on.
メールだよ。ボケナス。今の何？
いや。
Oh. Happening over here. Just sending me something. Give me 1 second. Oh. Trust this at all. Someone just joined Discord 2 days ago. Okay. Get back to this. Wait a second. Rumi just heard my Sailor Time notification tone. Oh god, how embarrassing. Oh, new gen case. Torture and Ayase when she was a kid. Oh, Sua knew about it. Or that I somehow made the thing that ended the world. By accident, just randomly drew a doodle down. It's like, what? Negative last time. Sword there. Crazy end of the hallway that goes to the Shogun's room. Where I found out that we had that thing earlier from before. Let's see if I found out that Hazuki did it because she sent that to you before you even saw the thing. 7th page. No. Hospital? What is this part? It's near the end. To go right past me, but just before he did, he put his hand on my shoulder.
俺もうついていけねえや。あとは任せた。
A little confusing. Sigh of exasperation, he made to leave the room. Oh.
待って。
Yes, I finally said something to Misumi-kun. She'd done with a grim expression on her face. I wasn't sure why.
逃がさないわよ。
Uh-oh.
あ？何何？俺の相手してくれんの？
ええ。そうね。
Verily so.
あなたが邪神王の使いだということは分かっている。
What the hell? But even another part of our insane storyline, Misumi-kun looked pretty annoyed at being dragged into Ayase's bullshit. Pretty justified response, to be honest. It was even funny as a joke. However, Ayase seemed quite serious.
匠。
Called out my name, Ayase took something that looked like a fruit knife from beneath the bedsheets and threw it over to me. Surprised, I hardly went to catch it. Well, the knife fortunately had a guard on it. Still came close to cutting my hand.
そいつを
Kill
殺すの
him!
よ。
Kill him! Kill him! Him? As he said that, she was looking at Misumi-kun. Kind of batshit insane plot twist was this? But whether I held the knife in my trembling hand.
おいおい。殺せときたか。いくらなんでも、それはひどくね？
Why tell him to kill me? It's kind of a dick move, dude.
まあ、岸本に嫌われてんのは分かってたけどよ。まさか面と向かって、そんなこと言われるとは思わなかったぜ。それで、なんだっけ。グラビトーン？邪神？
What? Gladiol?
何のことだか、俺にはさっぱりわかんねえんだけどな。たく、とりあえずナイフを置けよ。岸本の妄想に付き合うな。
妄想じゃないわ。匠、そいつの言葉を信じないで。
Sumikun's expression stiffened. Take a step away from Ayase.
お前、異常だぜ。
匠、早く殺すのよ。でないとグラジオールに君の存在が筒抜けになってしまうわ。
Oh boy. Knife in my hand, I slowly place it back on Ayase's lap.
匠、
君の言ってることはめちゃくちゃだよ。
With sad eyes. No matter how you look at me, what the hell do you expect me to kill Misumi-kun? How the hell do you expect me to kill Misumi-kun? This has nothing to do with Gladiol or whatever. Then so it would make me a criminal. It's not gonna happen. Simple as that.
さすが親友。お前なら俺を選ぶって信じてたぜ。たく。
Misumi-kun clapped his hand on my shoulder. Then casually as could be, without a care in the world, he grasped the knife on Ayase's lap.
じゃあな。電波女。
No! And without stopping once, he removed the guard from the knife before immediately slashing outward. Blood spurted from her neck with blistering speed. Some splash against my face was very, very hot. Mrs. eyes went wide with shock. She was looking straight at me. Body then slowly collapsed onto the bed. Her white sheets were stained crimson.
やっちまったな。
Gone mad with power.
今のが最後のチャンスだったんだぜ。グラジオール復
It
活
was
を
you all
阻止す
along?
るため。
Oh no.
な。
Didn't even scream.
正しかったのは岸本の方だったってわけだ。
See that Misumi got on top of Ayase's splayed out body. And without even hint or hesitation, he gouged out her eyeballs. And her body didn't move, it didn't even twitch. Misumi towards me with a cruel smile, he murmured,
その目誰の目？
Is that how you gouged your eyes out? No, okay. It was a delusion. I came to Ayase, who should have been covered in blood, was simply sitting on the bed, completely unharmed. Misumi-kun was nowhere in sight. Had that been a delusion? I thought a deep sigh of relief. That had definitely been a nasty one. Feeling guilty, I apologized to Ayase inside my head. She couldn't hear my thoughts. Ayase just wondered schizo babbling.
Nanda, それじゃあ必死にごまかそうとしてたのがバカみたいじゃない。剣を見せてって。
Oh. Okay, Remy, could she see D-swords too? So a second, that was my assumption. Only for it to be immediately proven wrong.
ほら、タクが前に剣のこと話してたでしょ。だから、私も見たいなーって。
それで引っ叩かれたのか？意味わからん。岸本って剣の話ばっかしてるのにな。さっきも病室に入った途端、グラディエーターがどうとか言い出して、マジビビったぜ。
Gladiol. Over her history.
それって。
While deep in thought, her expression looking troubled about something.
もしかして、 ご両親に紹介するみたいな流れ。
I can help and gape with a ridiculous statement Remy just blurted
だ
out.
としたら心の準備がまだ。
違う、そうじゃなくて。
Suddenly, hyper sound pierced my ears, and it sounded almost like a woman's scream. Oh. She has a D sword too. Everybody had a D sword except me. Actually, not in that case. So when Nanami gets a D sword, you're like, wait a minute. Literally, everybody has a D sword except you. So Remy gets her D sword. Here's where they go over the thing that made Senna pissed or whatever. Like, guy that killed her mom. This chapter?
少なくともあの時、あの場所では4つの妄想がシンクロしてた。
Hmm.
妄想はしないで。
More delusions. Spoken in a quite serious, imperative tone. I gulped. That's it. A couple lines we didn't see. Frog, and they go over the G rate of Shibuya. This is where Suwa tries to lure him to killing him, I think. I'm not going where this happens. Neutral. Oops. I did last time. Okay. Neutral this one too. That's how I thought. Should I just act? Something that was just playing the tragic protagonist now. I was overcome with sorrow. No one's going to empathize with me. Nobody's looking at me. No one's here for me. They all abandoned me. No, I didn't have any real bonds. There's no one in my life I count as my friend. I didn't even have a family. It was a fake after all. Or you go crazy. Shut up and die already. Down Sailor Town, I slowly got up from my chair and found a plastic cord landed on my bed. Oh shit. Getting even more grim. Picked up, made a ring big enough for my head to fit in, and tied the other end of the pipe on the length of the loft bed. I'm gonna hang myself. There's no one here to stop me. Of course there wasn't. I was the only one in this room. Managed to secure the plastic cord quite well. Dying surprisingly easily, I thought to myself. It's the first person, this is the POV of you hanging yourself. Put my head inside the ring and tighten it around my neck. Only you can just hang yourself from the loft bed. It wasn't high enough. Picking my legs off from under me, the height wasn't an issue. Anita was resolved to die. Now at the end, I look over at Serotonin and smiling from atop my desk. Saying with Serotonin, my wife who's lined up on the shelves would be ones to see me on the other side. Look, my sorrow, loneliness filled my heart. I felt a twinge on my nose. So I'm waiting at the end of the corner to kick my legs out. Or it started strangling me. It started putting immense pressure on my neck. It dug into my flesh hard. It hurts. I knew it. I was unconsciously trying to relieve the pressure of my fingers. Moved my legs back into place and went to stand up. If I did that, I wouldn't be able to die. I keep on my weight on the other cord, I wouldn't be strangled, so I endured it. It hurt. Rather than being able to breathe, the pain of digging into my neck was the worst part. Hurry up and die already. Suffering continued. It was so immense I couldn't even pass out. Body swayed aimlessly. Round and round it swayed, my legs kicking up and down. The pipe of my left bed started creaking. Suddenly my body lost all support. No, and I violently crashed onto the floor, landing flat on my ass. fact, I felt my bones in my pulse, made me writhe in pain. Same time as Josh was sucking in air. As tears lit up my eyes, I looked up at the cord that been tied to my bed, only to find that it snapped in two at the center.
なんだよそれ。なんなんだよそれは。
All times for me to fail, why at the very end when it mattered most. You know, I was beyond saving, a good for nothing loser that managed to accomplish a single noteworthy thing in his entire life. Not that I was even a person to begin with. But to fail even when trying to die. It was just too much. Why couldn't I die? Even though I wanted to die, even though I wanted to die, now that I want to know how painful it was to be hanged, I would never have the will or the courage to attempt it again.
楽に死ぬ方法を誰か教えてよ。
In my shameless tendency to rely on others to rear its head once more, I was hit with a wave of nausea. It was really completely and utterly useless. Now back to Ban. No! And it was him. Sua killed him. Typing killed me repeatedly. That voice.
Ah, やっと出てきた。生存確認。
Opened the door and Nami smiled and waved at me. Was in place. She was acting way too normal. She was acting way too energetic. Seen it. A white bandage wrapped around her right wrist. So why? Remember the phone call I got a few hours earlier. The pain voice asking me to give her right hand back. And now the smile she had right now and the bandage around her right wrist contradicted each other. Nami was contradicting herself. Oh, I see. She was also a delusion. She had to be. I had a little sister named Nami to begin with. I got it. Now that had to be it. Ignoring her and heading back to my room, I sat down on the sofa. So I took hold of my Seraton figure and gripped her tight. So tight, in fact, that my hand hurt slightly. It didn't matter because that pain too was a delusion.
お兄、どうしたの？元気ないじゃん。
I think this world was made up delusions. Delusions developed only within my mind. Both me and this delusion I was looking at were fake.
徹夜でゲームでもやってたの？もっと人間らしい生活したら？え、なになに？
黙れ。
ちょっと、そんな言い方しなくてもいいじゃん。お兄だからって何言っても許されるとか思ってる？
黙れよ。妄想妹が。
Fake 妹。
妄想？
Surrendered my body to the sofa and looked up at the ceiling. Took no particular goal in mind. I started counting the rusty spots. I wanted to look at Nami. But I'll feel empty if I did. Well, not that I cared about whether I felt empty or not, given I was just a delusionary
ねえお
existence.
兄、本当に平気？いつもと全然様子が違うけど。
Worried about me like a good little sister, huh? Delusional sister was worried about me. The fact alone filled me with anger. Besides, who she'd have come to my room and like she owned the place.
わかった。お腹空いたんでしょう。
Gritted my teeth.
だったら、ナナが何か作ろうか？
どれ？
鳥って言った？鶏肉？
So the thing about takeout.
鶏肉だと、やっぱ唐揚げかな。でも、一人で作ったことないし。あ、別に、お兄のリクエストがあったから作るわけじゃないからね。ナナも今日は鶏肉で何か作りたいなって思ってただけだよ。
Nanami was really annoying. Actually, so similar to the real one was something I couldn't ignore. Wait a minute, did the real Nanami even exist in the first place? What was this Nanami? The real Nanami? It became a mess. So I stopped thinking. I didn't care anymore. At the end of the day, everything was a delusion.
包帯取れ。取ってみろ。ボケが。
包帯って、あ、これ？転んで打撲しただけだし。
Just a fall? Is it true or was she lying? I wouldn't know if she took it off.
ほんと、わがままなお兄だな。じゃあ約束してよ。ナナが包帯取ってみせたら、お兄も元気出すって。
The sound of rustling cloth rang throughout the quiet room, followed by ringing in my ears. My head hurt. These two were delusions, though, so I paid them no mind.
これで満足？って、ちょっとお兄、わざわざ取ったんだから、ちゃんと見てよ。
Sluggishly lowered my gaze. Nami had rolled up her uniform sleeve, and she was now sticking her right hand out towards me. When I looked at her slender arm, I saw... Why did you write that on your wrist? What are you doing? The Slayer album cover? What's going on here? Blood, dripping blood. Bloody words have been cut into her arm, and they said,
その目、誰の目?
Why did you do that? That makes no sense. Vision flashed when it passed just like that. The horrifying wound in her arm was gone. I've been ventilating, so I moved to catch my breath. I forcibly bit my lip. Naomi was rubbing the arm she'd taken the bandage off of.
青技、だいぶ消えてくれたな。最初はすごく腫れてたんだよ。
I didn't know whether that was the truth or not. Sure, there wasn't a wound there, but there had been before. Didn't understand anything anymore. Didn't want to think anymore. Just gonna lay my head on the sofa.
ねえ、ナナミ。
By meeting her eyes, I called out to my sister with a girl whose identity I wasn't sure
お
of.
前が本物でも偽物でもどっちでもいいよ。
All I wanted one thing.
僕を殺してくれないか。
You and her twin sister, Mia. Supposed to be dead, I think. Ghost. Nope. A lot of conclusions at the end of the game, I guess.
リベンジってこと。
Revenge. Neutral. Finally, the wall of people opened up before me, and I was like Moses from the Bible. A single path invited me in. I waited for one person, me. It's a reality TV show that's sweeping the nation. Today's episode, the world's most terrifying offline meet. People from all over the net have come to lynch the biggest embarrassment in all of Japan, Takumi, right in front of the middle of Shibuya. Their catchphrase, whose eyes are those eyes? Long scenario played on my mind, I laughed. Wish I hated pain as long as I wanted to, as long as I would die, I'd be more than willing to deal with that much.
僕が死ぬにはぴったりの祭りじゃないか。
Finally grasped what Sayotama meant by revenge. I hadn't died the last time I was here, so they prepared the stage for me. Just for me. Woman, a lazy smile saved me from the corner of my mouth. I started making my way through the path between the people. At the end of it, I could see various members of the mass media stand next to each other like idiots, cameras and microphones in hand. Both the onlookers and the mass media were incredibly tense. A tiny bit of commotion, nowhere near the amount you'd normally hear at a festival. And all the energy they had back when I humiliated myself, top O front was gone. Everyone looked at me. My eyes were cold and sharp, staring daggers at me with felt close to murderous intent. Whether I liked it or not, my expectations were swelling higher and higher. Kill me, kill me, kill me. Oops. Head there. This is where you get your D sword, somewhere around here. There it is. Got the D sword. This is the end of the game. Oh, Hazuki. Forgot about that. The part where we chance Takumi. We got a clip of that. Played our time. Takumi Iroha enters the ring, or walks down to the ring. Save after the giant earthquake. Alright, good. So something has changed. I was worried it was going to go right to the credits. Shinsen Station of the Inokashira line was one stop from Shibuya, taking about a minute to ride there by train. Oh, this is this part again, though. Station itself was situated in the underground tunnel, resulting in the only natural light being the beams seeping in from the opening at the end of the platform. Due to the earthquake, all lights had gone out, enveloping the air in a far thicker darkness than usual. Carrying Kozue's body on her back, Senna set foot onto the platform. No need to buy a ticket. Not a single staff member was present in the vicinity, and other ticket machines were in service. No glance is necessary to understand how horribly warped the railway tracks had become. It was no wonder the trains had been suspended operation the day before. Kozue's breathing would turn laborious at times, but she was far from conscious. Bad blood was caked on her forehead. During the earthquake, she had been caught in the wake of a collapsing building, not regained consciousness since. The Gigolo-maniacs were unable to use their power to heal wounds. The brain and pain is an inescapable reminder of reality. Thus, Gigolo-maniacs cannot form any sort of mutual recognition to the effect of, I'm not wounded, or the injury didn't happen. They said we never allowed. We'd definitely read this before. Moreover, one cannot establish mutual recognition with someone who's unconscious. These reasons rendered Senna unable to assist Kozue. Reached the deserted platform. Senna lowered Kozue from her back and gently laid her against the wall. Senna's expression was stiff. With a single glance toward Kozue, she shifted her gaze back toward the station premises. Lying motionlessly at a certain point in the distance, she gritted her teeth.
やっと見つけた。
Gaze. Director Russo to the platform, two figures stood shoulder to shoulder. He was a tall man wearing an expensive suit. His body exuded an aura of refinement. In excellent posture, his lax smile rested on his lips. There was a homeless man clad in filthy rags. His hair was unkempt and shaggy, and his face was covered in stubble. The man's head was hung low, rendering his expression difficult to accurately discern. Appearances contrasted violently. The two men did nothing but stand silently on the dim, empty station platform. I felt nothing but raw hatred toward both of them. Norosa Genichi and Hatano Issei. Genichi Norosa and Issei Hatano. If she wanted to forget about them, she'd never been able to.
母さんと妹を殺した。その二人が揃ってお出迎えか。
A long time ago, her mother and little sister had met their gruesome ends right before her eyes. But before now were the very people who had killed them.
私の本意ではなかったんだ。セナ。
His head still hung low. The homeless man Hatano let out a desolate murmur.
あの実験を止めようとした。だが、私一人では動き出した歯車は止められなかった。この男が。
Hatano took a fleeting glance at Norosa's expression. Norosa said nothing. His composed attitude remained unmoving.
この男が実験の継続を指示した。
Obviously.
私はあの結果を望んではいなかった。悪いのはこの男。ノロセなんだ。分かってくれ。セナ。
Pugnan spilled as she listened to his words of repentance.
お前は母さんと妹を見殺しにした。それが厳然とした事実だ。悔いているならどうして逃げた？
世界を守るためだ。
でたらめを。
親に逆らうのは感心しませんね。確かに君の家族が悲劇的な結末を迎えたのは私が指示した結果です。もう十分データは取れていたのでね。実に有意義な実験でした。
有意義
Swiftly rebooted the D-sword she held in her hands. Resulting shockwaves stirred her long black hair.
この男を殺せセナ。
Kill him! Kill him!
こいつが元凶だ。
He's the source of everything.
言われなくても
I need you to tell me. Senna already kicked powerfully off the platform. Without brandishing her sword, she closed distance. A phenomenal display of her explosive power. Target: Norosa Genichi. Mowed him down with her D-sword. And the air was torn to shreds. Norosa's head tore free and flew away from its source. Then it flew with her eyes when suddenly, Norosa's flying head distorted mid-flight and transformed into that of her father's. Astonished, she looked at the headless body that stood before her. We were certainly a moment ago, but now it donned the clothes of a homeless man. Devoid of any and all power, it tumbled backwards lifelessly. She was hypnotized. Eyes wide as could be, she looked at Hatano, who had been standing just beside it. Turned to face her and returned his bearded face opened into a vicious sneer. His face is contorted as if a mosaic had been affixed to it. His body contorted into a similar fashion. It's him. Right next to Hatano took the face of a man Senna did not recognize. His age, his face's aura, they all differed greatly from her father's. She was overwhelmed with confusion. She took without a blinking look at the head that she just severed. Tracing its arc as it flew, it had blood splattered upon blood upon where it struck the concrete. was her father's face, it was her father's head. Sena could not look away. Illusion made by a delusion. Realizing that, Sena's breathing grew shallow and ragged.
セナちゃんさ。
Man was supposed to be her father, the man who now completely different person, spoke Sena's name in a far too friendly way.
君が今やったことって結局お父さんと同じっすよね。
You killed your father just like she killed your mother and sister. The cycle is complete. As a result, she had longed for it all throughout these past 6 months. Should have been yet. Sena was assailed by a fierce inner turmoil. Father had been reduced to just a head. His eyes turned directly on Sena.
父親の首跳ねて殺すってえぐいな。
Not comprehending why she experienced such psychological shock, Sena had just heard something tear deep inside her ears. Heard a voice. A scream of Sena's mind, a scream which cursed reality, a scream which emulated madness. I felt that cry all the way to the Shinsen station. By the time I got there, it was already too late. As I foot upon the dim platform, the faint smell of blood hung in the air. Kosuke was lying against the wall unconscious. And on the platform was Sena, sunk to the ground with her back facing me. Her head was pointed down, her long hair covering her face. I couldn't see her expression. Right beside her was a headless body. It occurred to me that the round object lying a few meters away was the head that had once been attached to it. It was a Tano-san. When I realized that, I bit my lip hard.
こいつはラッキーっすね。
Man was hanging on the tracks. Contrasting heavily with the suit he was wearing, he had a rucksack on his back. Harsh mechanical noises emanating from it. It's Mamoru Suwa. I destroyed the backpack. Detective from the Metropolitan Police Department's Investigation Division. This isn't the first time I'd run into him, and I knew exactly what he'd done.
もともとは目障りな畑の親子を処分しに来たんすけどね。西条くん。君が自分から火に飛び込んできてくれて感謝感激っす。君を見かけたら捕まえろってことになってるんすよ。
誰に？
内緒っす。
He smiled, a flippant smile, one that was somewhat reminiscent of Detective Bond's. There's one key difference. Detective Bond's smile had always been just an act meant to throw people off or rile them up. In Suwa, however, this last smile was truly who he was.
あんたはノロセの居場所を知ってる？
西条くんさ。
So he heaved a sigh as he shook his head in an exaggerated manner.
口の利き方に気をつけてほしいっすね。自分の方が年上っすよ。
My eyes still trained on Suwa. I cautiously jumped down from the platform onto the tracks. And I was still motionless, so I ended up effectively shielding her back.
アンっていう人を殺したのはあんただ。
だから
刑事のくせに人を殺すなんて。
君には言われたくないっす。
あんたみたいなやつに敬語を使う義理なんてないよ。
あのさ、お前に言われたくねえって言ってるんだよ。
From this distance, it was clear to see the smile on Suwa's face had disappeared.
お前も人殺しだろ。違うとは言わせないぞ。お前は葉月志乃を殺した。俺は今すぐにでもお前をぶち殺したいんだよ。
You don't even know until you're hypnotized. Hazuki Shino must have been the real new gen culprit. She and Suwa were both disciples of the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light. Is that all? Felt audibly.
信仰の救いのためにそれは自制するが、その代わり俺が責任持って心を殺してやる。
No. I wanted to brandish my D-sword, but it was obvious I wouldn't be able to do anything. Just a reflex. It's like I'd expected I wasn't able to do anything at all. Sudden delusion. I was over in a dimly lit room. What the hell? I'm here? There was a single man talking to another much older man through a large screen.
諏訪君、君と葉月君にやってもらいたい修行があるのだ。
He's leader of the cult. That's the cult leader guy.
何なりと。
人を殺してもらいたい。
相手は誰ですか？
相手が何者かに意味はない。
と申しますと？
特に決まりはないと言っておこう。殺す対象、殺し方は こちらで指示する。我らが進めているプロジェクトノアを完成させるため、西条匠という少年に心理的揺さぶりをかける必要があるのだ。
揺さぶりですか。
恐怖を与えるのだ。しかしその少年の秘めた力は強大だ。直接的な行動はこちらの身に危険を及ぼしかない。
Not the first one. It's probably like the second one because it doesn't have anything to do with any of the girls. I couldn't figure out to get to do any of the girls' paths.
故に連続猟奇殺人事件を起こす。
Just them telling you what to do.
たったそれだけのために殺人を。
Unless you're learning more about what happened though, so it's definitely different.
不満かね？
シノもその修行に参加しなければなりませんか。
I only got to like to one of the girls' paths. I gotta figure out how to answer those questions right or whatever. Probably just look it up, the non-spoiler thing. It's taking this game's taking a long time. And I couldn't imagine doing something and and just having to try something again and again to figure out. And it's just like random, yes or no questions.
そういうことであれば。
時に葉月くんはお腹に君の子を授かっていたな。
Have you played a Chaos Child?
予定日はいつかね。
I'm trying to figure out if that's like worth playing also. Because people said that's like better than this one.
あと2ヶ月ほどです。
Yeah, don't spoil it, yeah. I think I can find like a non-spoiler walkthrough or something so I could just like, just see what happens.
その子供、信仰の救いのために捧げたまえ。
殺せとおっしゃいますか。
What?
聖なる犠牲だよ。
What is he talking about?
を捧げれば、君と葉月くんには大いなる信仰の救いがもたらされるだろう。
I played Steins Gate first. That's probably my favorite visual novel of all time. It's probably even my favorite like time travel story of all time. Time kind of thing. It's so good. Yeah, but like, I could find it. I'll just search and find it. Yeah, they're kind of like in the same universe, sort of. I also have the other one, Robotics Notes. I have Robotics Notes Elite, but I haven't got to that yet. I was actually going to play that, but then people were like, no, you gotta play this first, because this is the first one. Yeah, I played Steins Gate first, or Steins Gate Elite, because it has, like, animation and stuff in it.
大いなる信仰の救い。
And I loved Steins Gate Elite. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I thought it was just absolutely fantastic. Well, I never, I didn't watch the anime, I didn't know what the story was. I had no clue what was going to happen.
すべて教祖様の仰せのままに。きっとシノも喜びます。信仰の救いあれ。
So wait a minute. Who is this child? Is it someone who's another character we know? Oh, so it's him, Hazuki-san is a kid. It's Hazuki-san's kid. Yeah, I loved it. I don't know, but it was actually one of the first visual novels I played, though. That might have something to do with it, though, too. I totally liked it, though, yeah. Oh, Chaos Child? Yeah, I didn't play that one, yeah. Second Murder, really? Okay. Oh, yeah. That would make sense. Yeah, because that's what he had. He put the baby in the second one. She put the baby in the second one. So that was his child, too. I guess now we know that. I see. Suddenly, an insanely powerful wind blew against me. Pushed me backward hard, nearly knocking me over. I tried desperately to brace myself against it. My body didn't do what it asked. So my body curled up into a ball on the spot. My body wouldn't listen to me and moved by itself. It was my body that was my own. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, I totally forgot. For a second, I thought it was like talking like another character or something. Like one of the other girls was Sua's kid. It was like, that doesn't really make sense. But yeah, the baby that Husky killed and put in the other guy in one of the murders. The second murderer. Oh no, my surroundings had completely gone dark. When I looked below, I saw the nightscape straightening up before me. I didn't know any better. I could have easily mistaken all the lights as a sky full of stars. I suddenly realized I was standing somewhere ridiculously high up. Time before men and women I'd never met. No, I knew of them. I knew one of them, Yua. For some reason she wasn't wearing her glasses, though. This is where Mia, her sister, dies as one of the group thing. That wasn't Yua. It was Mia, Yua's younger twin sister, the one that should have died a month ago. It meant this was the group dive. This is the group dive. The roof of Cornelius Tower. Body was my own. I was wearing a school uniform I didn't recognize. The body type was brawnier than my own. So there were 4 other people huddled together on the ground, wailing loudly as tears poured down their faces. And we guessed exactly what was happening. This body that was my consciousness had invaded, along with one of the 5 victims who died in the first New-Gen case, the group dive. No will of my own, my field of vision ever so slowly panned over the helipad. Shogun had filmed the video. She should be around her somewhere. There. Shogun was wearing a Darth Spider helmet on his head, black cloak draped down over his body. Shogun appeared at me at O-Front, wearing something similar. Was this guy actually Shogun? No. His legs were slightly peeking out from his black cloak. He was very clearly wearing slacks. In addition, his legs were thick, like those of a healthy adult male. It's Suwa! One of the skinny, pathetic legs that belonged to Shogun Nishijo Takumi. No bones protruded from them. When I got closer, I realized his sitting height was completely different. The cloak kept him hidden, but his shoulders looked fairly broad. At the very least, it wasn't Nishijo Takumi. He wasn't carrying a video camera. Suddenly, the darkness spread up behind the fake Shogun. And footsteps, dragging footsteps. Not just one set of them. It wasn't a hallucination. The strange footsteps belonged to many, many people. There had to be several dozen unknown entities lurking in the darkness. The footsteps hadn't been in the video, they'd been uploaded to Mewtwo. Not to mention there shouldn't have been a way for this many people to gain access to the helipad. What the hell was the sound? Others beside me continued to wail in grief. For no will of my own, my body let out suddenly let out a cry and began to tremble. Uh-oh. Weird. Fanny wasn't, oh really, because he was a fan of the thing, Darth Spider's theme. What? Like zombies. It's a hotel. Visual novels as well. Bruce does visual novels, this is his idea. Probably a horde of zombies in the 21st century is going by itself. It sees up in terror. Look away, the zombies. One of the body invaded refused to do so. Why are there zombies on the rooftop? And then the ninjas began to emerge from the darkness. Junked all remaining space on the helipad. Now for our escape route. Not sure what the right call it anticlimactic, but once we appeared, we're perfectly normal people. We're all under command of that damn satellite. Wore suits, school uniforms, parkas, different ages and sexes. Some people need to find us walking around Shibuya Night. Can you go a little bit faster if I skip a little bit? Take one thing. Oh, yeah. Every one of the nearly 100 people there was gripping some sort of bladed object. Well, they all have D-swords. None of them said a word or even tried to. There was a raspy nasal breaths pulling together into abysmal cacophony. For some reason, I couldn't see their expressions very well. Their faces were made of paint that were blurred by water. These were blurring, disfigured. Their faces actually deformed? That itself the problem. I didn't know. Sluggishly, it's steadily coming toward us. We're like robots that were programmed with a single mission. That perhaps the fake Shogun was ordering them around, but that didn't seem to be the case. Once in a while, he moved his wheelchair forward slightly, only to freeze once again, not moving similar beyond that. Piper had all been quartered, now they have nowhere to run. We're escaping the 180-degree meter right high rooftop. They had no choice but to dive. Grasping their blades, the model moved closer. I guess I have there's knives, not these swords. Closer and closer, little by little. Eventually, they're reaching the distance, within reaching distance. Yet, even those final moments, they all stay completely silent. Well as this, even they drew nearer and nearer, they didn't make any attempt to jump on any of the victims. Strange people that made them even more terrifying. Terrifying enough to make me think, I need to get out of here. It means I have to jump. Shut up, Shogun. An unexpected voice. Voice of the real Shogun, Nishijo Takumi. However, I hadn't heard from the man wearing the Darth Spider helmet. From overhead. It seemed like I hadn't been overwhelmed to hear it. As they rehearsed, the 5 corner people all stood up, joined hands with one another, looked up at the night sky. Naturally, only the starry sky spread across the night. Shogun was nowhere to be found. Mind reading. But the vision slowly panned, and I saw something strange. Because the nightscape should have been the only thing spreading out below me. I saw a long flight of stairs stretching downward. It led right to the roof of the adjacent building, not Science City, which is across the Metropolitan Highway. The building nestled up close to Cornelius Tower. The building nestled close to Cornelius Tower. Back then, it didn't make any sense, but close to the building existed in reality. Even so, the 5 people had no suspicions that mystation or serious delusion. All thought was how they'd be saved by it. These thoughts, these emotions conveyed distinctly open within only they stepped forward. Jesus, it's too much to read. Hand in hand, and you can't slow down. And yet to let to go even once. Exactly the group dive started. None of them even possessing desire to dive. So So when the staircase had been convinced which was real disappeared, the feeling very deeply shocked them. They thought there was going to be a staircase there. Falling. And pressure violently assaulted my body. Shrieks to the world next to me emanated howls of the most terrifying of beasts. He clutched my hands so tightly. My nails dug into my flesh. That next would fall 100 meters felt like an eternity. The dark earth tore us with incredible speed. The mountains were so dark. So I hallucinated with falling into a never-ending abyss. One that endlessly struck me deeper and deeper, and then it's going faster. Alright. What as if I collided with the earth? Now I'm back to advancing it myself with a sickening crunch. I didn't play with the patch? Oh, really? Yeah, I saw some of the translations without the patch. It was like really bad. I was like, what the hell? Like you'll still see it in like some of the movies. They were pulverized. And it shook me without expecting it. A single bullet led straight to death. I felt like my entire body exploded into a fine powder from the inside out. The sensation of my heart violently contracted from the shock, and my consciousness was severed. My eyes were forced open, a new scene birth in front of me. I was walking down Tamagawa Road. No, I'm doing all the murders here. My body was completely intact. The sensation of crashing to the ground remained distinct. No will on my own. I was walking down the street as any other day. This body was more in shape than my own. This wasn't me. I had a terrible feeling about this. Then I noticed a strange man walking towards me. When I saw it, it was the descriptive version I see. I was forced to acknowledge that my terrible feeling had been warranted. And passed me. It was a fairly normal suit, but on his head he had the Darth Spider helmet. It was all too surreal. There wasn't anyone else around. I wanted to run away as soon as possible. Despite my wishes, the owner of my body, the owner of the body my consciousness had evaded, looked over the shoulder at the man he had just passed. Darth Spider was right behind me. He was so close I could feel his breath. First time my blind spot, his fist flew right into my stomach. All the strength left my body and my vision went black. Not long after I lost consciousness, I began to feel an intense searing pain spreading through my abdomen. No! He's putting the fetus in me. Opened my eyes. I was in an operating room where only white scrubs. Hazuki Shino was standing in front of me. Her scrubs were wide open, revealing her bloodied abdomen. And her face was sickly pale, sickly with a gentle smile. Her hand was a scalpel. The scalpel she slowly laid across my stomach. Applied some pressure with a slight ripping sound, and a small incision appeared on my skin. Blood spurted from the wound, dancing through the air before it landed on Hazuki Shino's face. Despite that, the same bright smile stayed plastered on her face. Watched in horror and pain, she slowly sliced me open. I'd seen the scene once before, back when I'd read Hazuki's memories. A man-child case. The pain in my stomach was becoming unbearable. Screaming and sobbing, I tried to escape by somehow by thrashing around, but my limbs were fastened to the bed. I was unable to move. Any movement would lead to the pain in my abdomen growing far more intense. Oh boy. Sir? Hand rested on my cleanly close to open skin. Hazuki began poking around in my gushing wound with her fingers. That alone pierced me with enough agony to shatter my mind. I could very clearly feel the sensation of her fingers writhing around inside me. And just as I had seen in her memories, Hazuki forcibly widened the wound from both sides. Sensation of skin and flesh tearing. Lack of anesthesia left the pain raw and unfiltered, causing me along with the owners of the body to lose consciousness. I was woken up immediately by the overwhelming pain. Hazuki kept forcibly widening the wound all the same. Details no longer mattered to me. Just where it hurt. Specifically my body the pain was erupting from. I hallucinated all my nerve endings being pierced with searing hot needles. I passed out again, but I couldn't escape. The pain mercilessly forced my consciousness back awake. My body writhed in pain. I found myself thinking that I would release me from the suffering. I would be able to bite my tongue, willing to bite my tongue up, but then I saw something. Hazuki's hand was a blood-soaked fetus. This effort to only make her smile all the more revolting. This woman was all well and truly insane. She took the corpse of the fetus she removed from her own body and then plunged it deep inside my abdomen. And the fetus was gripping tightly. It shoved aside my organs, gouged out my flesh, and gnawed deeper and deeper into me. I began to vomit blood, and it was threatening to suffocate me. Gargling screams rose from my drowning throat without end. After the pain overloaded my brain, my head felt strangely foggy. Despite the fogginess, the pain refused to get me any more bearable, and I began to comprehend less and less what was happening. Pain that was all that ruled my mind. I was given the mature hand from my stomach and nodded in satisfaction. Then as an impatient spoke a few soft words. You've done well. For a second, she's finished speaking. Suddenly lost consciousness and her body collapsed to the floor. At the same time, someone else entered the operator. What? Who's this? Out of his shoes reverberated throughout. I noticed whoever it was. This whole thing I was focused on continuing my bawling and screaming. I'd be able to feel anything but agony. Seeing the natural expression on my stomach, I fell into a panic. Along with the pain, I began to feel an itchiness. It was really itchy, really itchy. I wanted to scratch it, but my hands were tied to the bed, so I couldn't. Suddenly, a shadow obstructed my view. It was Darth Spider, appearing from almost nowhere. He picked up Hazuki in his arms, exited the operating room with her. Then came alone but came back alone a few moments later. He was carrying a sewing needle with some nylon thread. What was he thinking? I didn't know until he began slowly stitching together the wound on my stomach. Oh, so he did that. The pain was practically nothing compared to the pain of having a foreign object shoved inside me, nor the agony of my flesh ripped open. Not better. Someone was incredibly sloppy. Even a grade schooler could have done better. Every time he pulled the fishing line, it shaped against the chasm he opened into my skin. Itchiness grew more intense. Unbearable itchiness. Itchiness grew to well from deep inside me. Itchy, itchy, itchy. Wanted to scratch it. Wouldn't you mind if I died? The itch combined with the pain, and yet even more pain, it could drive me completely insane. My mental state took me a while to notice that the scenery changed once again. I felt slightly free from the pain. Oh no, now we're doing the crucifixion. The sensation had completely disappeared. Even now I stumbled through Shinsen, I felt an itch in the center of my body. Along with the itch, I felt the sensation of a foreign object in my abdomen, as well as having the pain of needle weaving in and out of my body. I remained distinct, lingering discomforts, continued to torment my mind even now. I was unlit. I was on an unlit, rarely used road. As I walked down it, I saw a figure coming toward me. They talk so much in this game. The road was so narrow, we would have had to turn sideways in order to pass each other. When I saw what the figure looked like, my body turned toward ice. Yet it was the man dressed as Darth Spider. We passed each other. Darth Spider didn't give any kind of reaction. My heart was beating out of my chest. It somehow something surfaced in my mind. An incredibly compulsive urge, one that made no sense for me to feel. Crusty old fuck had been hitting on my girl. Pissed me off like he wouldn't want to believe. I wanted to kill him. Extremely abrupt feeling drove me forward. The face of my girl was foggy in my memories. I couldn't remember her very well. But I wasn't even sure she even existed in the first place. Yet the crusty old fuck had been hitting on my girl was crystal clear in my mind. I'd seen his face before. He was a victim of the crucifixion case. Memory launched forward, placing me in a dark, narrow alley. It was like 3 minutes, yeah. An alley I knew too well. Seeing the crucifixion. In front of me was a victim of the case. A middle-aged man, his hands wrapped tightly around his neck. His body convulsed violently, bubbles frothed in his mouth, and his eyes rolled back into his head. Upon what it felt like to have someone's life through my hand, I was slightly cold. Eventually the man stopped moving. When Komeda, the perpetrator of this case, confirmed he was dead, I released my hand from his neck and let him collapse to the ground. I gave him a single parting kick to his side, and immediately went to leave. Hell. I heard a voice. When I turned around, the man who was supposed to be dead was getting up. I saw on the back of his head, then he reached for me. With a yelp, I punched him, knocking him to the ground. Even though his moves were sluggish, he kept getting back no matter how many times I hit him. Grabbed his neck again. Just as I'd done earlier, with this time with even more force. I wrung my hands tightly around his neck, rolled the chunk into his grip, and applied enough effort to snap the bones in his neck. He soon stopped moving again. This time I put my ear up to his mouth, make sure he wasn't breathing. I let him drop. I watched his body for a while. And then somehow, I sort of died, twitching violently, kept rising back to his feet. The expression on his face was clearly one fitting of a dead man's. It didn't even change slightly as he moved. Rising up the ground, he started coming toward me. I stumbled back in fear. I stepped on something. I started to look down at my feet. A large number of cross-shaped stakes were scattered across the street. I had to stop him from moving anymore. I'd rather take it as the monster's heart that I was facing. If I didn't, I'd be screwed. Overwhelmed by the impending danger, I shoved the man against the wall before he could finish getting up. I picked up a stake. I knew I was gripping the hammer in my other hand. I'm now the murderer. Once again, I found myself in the operating room, but it wasn't the man-child chase again. Despite knowing that, the pain from that experience compared to the sensation of a foreign object in my stomach continued to torture me. I don't know each and every nerve ending. These two figures in my field of vision. They're both standing as still as could be, staring in my direction with bated breath. One of them was Darth Spider. The other was Hazuki Shino. Those weren't soaked in blood this time, which would let me believe this was a different case from the man-child one. Is this the blood one? Yep. I was lying in a bed. A needle for an IV was embedded in my arm. However, nothing was being injected into me. The liquid of the tube was flowing backwards. The liquid was blood. Vampire case. My blood, the blood that circulated within this body, was being sucked out through the IV. Of the tube, there was only an extremely dirty bucket. It was filled to the brim with blood. Blood continued to fall into the bucket. Drip, drip, drip. My head felt fuzzy. I was incredibly dizzy. I was being assailed by an incredibly intensely peculiar sensation. One where a pleasant feeling, like my consciousness, was floating far away, intermixed with the pain and itchiness left over from the man-child case. And as it was showing off to me, Darth Spider and Hazuki tenderly embraced each other like lovers. As the two supported one another, Hazuki's face couldn't have looked happier. I didn't understand how she could make a face like that. In the middle of creating the dyed-up corpse from the vampire case. I couldn't think about why I couldn't understand it. Pain grew far more intense. My throat was sapped of all moisture. My vision gradually darkened, and my consciousness slowly grew thinner and thinner. Eventually, it just evaporated completely. This is going faster here, because my throat's getting sore. I don't like having to read that fast. Then I realized it was a vicarious experience. Yeah. Wait a minute. Do we already know how he died? Isn't he like when the next guy dies? When we forced to experience a series of new gen murders vicariously. Space the end of each case, the fear one by one. That was true. Still 3 remaining. Realizing that, my despair pulled me down even deeper.
Sensei.
Someone called out to me and I came back to myself. Should have been in the operating room, but I was standing in the hallway of some hospital.
Takashino sensei.
Oh no, here's Takashina's one. Unsurprisingly though, no one of my own, my body turned around. I'm with Hazuki Shino, pointed by a somewhat somber expression.
折り入ってご相談があるんですが、ここだと人目につきますから、こっちに。
Voice apologetic, Hazuki entered the examination room. Mind screamed, "Don't go, Dr. Takashina." And surprisingly, my voice didn't reach him. It's currently after hours. Oh yeah, I know the details. Yeah, it was currently after hours at the hospital, so no one else was in the exam room. Hazuki walked steadily toward the center of it. I, or Dr. Takashina, followed her without even the slightest doubt, and then she abruptly stopped. Just as I wondered what she was doing, a man wearing something on the back of his black on his head leapt out of the darkness. I reeled back, startled for the man to shove something akin to a piece of gauze over my mouth. Just like that, my consciousness was stolen away. Damn you, Darth Spider. Or Sua. No, not the skull-drilling one. Ear-piercing noise rang through my head. My skull was vibrating violently. I was just vibrating. I was being shaved to dust. I felt the sensation incredibly clearly. Sound died down. When I opened my eyes, I was in the operating room once again. A collection of numerous eyes, many lights bore down on me from the ceiling. They shone on my brilliantly illuminating my face.
頭蓋骨が外れましたよ。
No,
先
not
生。
my cranium.
まあ、先生の硬膜、とても綺麗だわ。
What? My brain is pretty? The thoroughly enchanted tone Hazuki said those words. He picked up a pair of scissors, using to cut away the solid membrane covering my brain. I felt the sensation clearly, and immediately following it, seized by a sickening, almost frustrating feeling. I, or rather Dr. Takashina, I know that Hazuki had the ability to perform surgery, let alone brain surgery. As a result of this, my mind erupted with surprise. All of you might notice my body was incapable of moving due to the anesthesia. Hazuki wasn't alone in the operating room. FMW now, yeah. The general, the man wearing the black from Darth Spider was there too, but he said nothing. He simply stood in place, not moving a muscle.
人は脳死状態でも人工呼吸器なしで1週間以上生きたっていう事例があるんです。ご
week.
存知ですか？
By losing the gentle smile on her face, Hazuki whispered something strange to my ear.
それってつまり、脳がなくてもしばらくは生きていられるっていうことですよね。先生はどれくらい生きられるかしら？
Wonder. I shuddered. Malleable terror rose up within me. Hazuki had held a spoon in front of my eyes. I for it to leave my vision soon after.
高階先生に信仰の救い。
No, god damn you, crazy cult member. That warning, I felt a foreign object being forced inside my head. Inside my head in the sense that it really wasn't happening. Something literally been forced inside my head. The sensation of something entering me, then moving around. There was no pain. However, it was more than enough to fill me with disgust and terror. As he shook off a piece of something onto a tray sitting beside me. Leaving my eyes, I looked over the tray to see what it was. It was a beautiful pink color, but it smashed to a pulp. It reminded me of a soft salmon roe. Yeah, I realized it was my brain. My sense of dread peaked. Pleaded with her. Please stop.
救いあれ。
Hazuki's hand didn't stop moving. Instead, her expression turned to one of pure ecstasy. Her cheeks were stained bright scarlet. She carelessly dug through my Dr. Takashina's brain, taking more of a each scoop. Suddenly I was having fun. I wanted to laugh. Suddenly I was harbored intense hatred. Suddenly I felt happy. Suddenly a furious lust within me, rising up and constricting within my chest. It stirred my brain, stirred my emotions along with it. The emotions different to what I felt build up within me. Because these emotions, my heart, mind, and soul, my mind, heart, and soul were different away from the consciousness known as me, forced me to confront the ambiguity of my own existence. As the mental rape that sought to deny my own existence tore through my mind to shreds, I found myself walking under a railway overpass. I went off the case order this time, be the finger food case. I expected what would happen, and my body was now a woman's. I was incredibly hungry. Perhaps if I could been on a diet or something. I was past the man in the Darth Vader costume once again. Before I went, he would show up. Considering how much his appearance stood out, why hadn't the police or mass media got anything on him at all? Oh no, my brains, yeah. It was the first time Darth Vader had said anything. He put it on my right hand as he spoke. It was a surreal spectacle. For some reason, I was holding 5 bare chicken skewers, each one of them sticking from the gaps to my fingers. A warm-looking scene rose to them as the juicy aroma of cooked meat. Both things further stimulated my appetite. Saliva overflowed my mouth, unable to wait another second to take a bite. A sharp pain shot through my finger, but I couldn't stop chewing. Never had such incredible, delicious chicken in my entire life. Tons of juices escaped from the meat, dribbling down to the pan below. It was delectable. It was to die for. The blink of an eye had cleaned the skewers completely. I knew it, Darth Spider disappeared. It didn't matter much to me. I didn't care about that strange man at all. I wanted to keep eating. My stomach cried out for more food. Fingers in my right hand throbbed with pain, but my hunger easily overrode it. Once again, I looked at my right hand, and that's when I realized I'm holding chicken skewers. I'm holding a large slab of meat. The glorious protein was still fastened to the bone, with dripping juices staining the sleeves from my blouse a dark shade of red. When I got my hands on this, how long I had it for? Which became quickly important because it was going too fast. Then we take them to the meat. I can't even read this fast. Excruciating pain. Rip the chunk off. Chewed it. Tasted it. Melted down. Meat was tender. It carried a fair amount of fat. A bit deeper. The pans of there around the area of my mouth were greasy with fat, but I didn't care. I never experienced incredible flavor before. Tore the meat off to the bone. Fat melted and gushed through my mouth, leaving a unique aftertaste. It hurt. Sometimes it hurt so bad I thought I would die, but I kept chewing. I heard how large the bone was. There wasn't a lot of meat on it. It took a long time to eat it all up. Finally, I licked all the remaining tiny scraps of flesh that were left clinging to the bone. I ran pieces set free, sucked on, savoring the taste of meat and bone. 5 slender bones protruding from the ends weren't too hard. If I wanted to, I could bite them off without much trouble. And out of the bones, a fierce pain went through me. A pain so intense I nearly collapsed on the spot. Tears streamed on my face. The gleefully slurped up all the remaining juices that oozed out from inside the bones. Jesus. I tore free one of the bones. The intense stimulus led me to crumple to the ground, rolling the bone around my mouth as I did. Chomp, chomp, crunch, munch. I went to swallow it. The bone got stuck in my throat, and I could no longer breathe. My legs were out of control, be clicking every which way. I knew it. A string had been wrapped around my ankles, stopping them in place. I could no longer move freely. A spider was standing in front of me. Rather than in agony, the exposed bones of my right hand stuck to the ground. The impact sent violent rippling waves of pain through my entire body. I immediately pissed myself. I had now rubbed my eyes again. I got that damn right hand. Opened my eyes. It was in a black alley. The scene was a little different from before. I was walking down the alley while laying on a male Dokyun shoulder. His face was horribly beaten, and he looked like he was about to cry. 3 of them, including me, were in awful condition. Their clothes were soaked with blood. Their faces were ridiculously swollen, an odd number of chipped teeth. The person who does this was probably me. It was the 3 Dokyuns that beat me up. After that happened, they'd probably had the torsos ripped apart and died. And once again, the man in the Darth Spider costume was there, standing at the end of where we were walking. I was lending me his shoulder, shouted Darth Spider, but with his face as it was, any impact it could have had was pretty much halved. It's not the way English works.
Soれで返り討ちにあって逃げてきたんすか。だらしないっすね。
とりあえず、金、よこせよ。
金？
とぼけんなよ、こら！てめえが言ったんじゃねえか。西条いたぶれば謝礼するとかってよ。
One of them grabbed Darth Spider, holding him by the collar, lifted him up, hit his black helmet with his hand.
ふざけたもんかぶりやがって。なめてんのか？外せ！外せよ、こら！
No, can't take off the mask. He forced the helmet off. When I predicted the face, I would be under it, of course. It's Suwa. There he was, Suwa Mamoru, looking completely unfazed. Mrs. Kishino's accomplished. So he was another culprit behind New Gen. Suwa rammed his knee deep into the stomach of the man grabbing him. The agile movement set him far apart from the reckless violence of the Dokyuns.
ま、君たち3人とも用済みなんで。
Ground shook slightly.
なんだ、今の。
Behind Suwa there was a presence. Hiding in the darkness deep within the narrow alley. Something was there, rumbling with an eerie glow. From what I could tell, it wasn't a normal size. Even though we couldn't see it, the fierce bloodlust given off by the monster made all of our hearts seize up. What the hell's going on? After the footsteps, it sounded like the ground itself was rumbling, and it showed itself. A literal real-life monster, so unbelievably grotesque. Nothing else like it existed on this earth. His brown and slimy skin glistened, and his gigantic head sat wedged between its shoulders. His scarlet eyes shone brightly, its mouth tore open on both sides, and its wrists were as thick as giant logs. The bipedal monster came up behind Suwa and opened its gaping maws wide as could be. Its rows of sharp fangs glinted, reflecting the burning glare of the streetlights. Its roar was like a low, dull growl, and yet it was more terrifying than anything I could ever heard. Nobody's could have ever hoped to compare. A roar with such ferocity, even the very souls of all who heard it would tremble.
なんだこれ。
ス
パークオーズが好きなんすよ。
To Star Wars? Oh, it's supposed to be the Rancor from Star Wars? Sue was the only one who didn't seem bothered by the monster's appearance. On the contrary, he touched the monster's leg in blatant satisfaction, caressing it.
それに出てくるエイリアンス。
It is the Rancor from Star Wars. Thing that, like, Jabba the Hutt had in his pit or whatever. Another roar. The monster stepped one step closer to the frozen still trio. We tried to run, but there was no escape. We screamed for help, but there was no one around for kilometers. Overwhelming difference in power. The difference in potential between our species was too great. The three of us were helpless when we faced with the beast before us. For the first time in our lives, we experienced fear from the deepest depths of our hearts. When someone is frightened like that, they fall silent, shrink back, and can't move even a single muscle. So the monster let a single breath, and swung its log-like arms. No! Instant, as if they were mere ragdolls, two of them were torn to shreds. Blood and viscera splattered across the alley, steam rising from their remains. The corpses of the two men were viciously tossed aside, skewering them on the handles of a nearby telephone pole. I haven't seen Star Wars though, yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. It's actually one of the coolest scenes in Star Wars, or from... I don't know, I didn't really like the third one that much. Return of the Jedi. That was... It was like, all of a sudden there's like little, you know, puppets or like little Ewoks. It was kind of like for kids or something. But that part was cool, for sure. Sua's gaze pierced through me. Realized that he wasn't the one controlling the alien. Actually, that was before they met the Ewoks. And you get the Ewoks, you're like, what the hell is this bullshit? The third movie, yeah. Return of the Jedi. Right? Can't remember that. I believe it is. It was definitely weak as the original one. Yeah, it was just kind of... I mean, because the first one was the classic one, I guess. The second one was, like, good, too, because it was, you know, it was different, sort of. The third one was, like, you know, it's like, okay. It's like the first one rehashed, basically. With more puppets, or with cuter puppets. It's worth watching. The first one's definitely worth watching. The first one's really good. The second one's good, too. Definitely worth watching. And it's got a lot of, like, classic stuff that, you know... They rehashed again and again in other movies. The Sarlacc pit, the third one has good stuff. It has a Sarlacc pit, it has the speeder bikes, it has the Rancor, it has some of the best special effects and good stuff in it too. But yeah, like the ending of the third one and the first one are basically the same thing. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. It was like when I was watching Top Gun Maverick. I was like, this is like the same end as Top Gun. What is this? It's like it's the same guy gets in the same jet from the first one and beats the guys with the same jet from the 80s. This is fucking ridiculous. The face of absolute terror, overwhelming brutality. I simply slumped to the ground and pissed myself. All I could do after was look up the days of this monster, and then tap it one day. They're definitely worth watching. My torso was ripped apart and felt this way no other human could ever possibly experience. Then I stopped breathing. Killed by a Rancor. How's that? Plays the sound. All right. Look for Palpatine stuff. Yeah, there's good stuff in it. There's just annoying stuff in it. You're like, what in the world? And the annoying stuff goes on for like kind of a long time. How many times have I died vicariously? 3 times? 1 time? 7 times? 4 times? 2 times? 5 times? Even flesh tasted amazing. It hurt. No more. The spider's outfit was surreal. It had to be a joke. So wait, how many times did I die? Wait, who died? No, me, not me. I wasn't dead. The monster was seriously straight out of a horror movie. But the monster from it was suicide was from Spark Wars. So what? The flesh tasted amazing. The bones too. Why was Darth Spider black? Kishino was sexy, but she was scary. She was crazy. That's also what made her sexy. Darth Spider was made of bones. What was human flesh? Sometimes I died in this prank. And was it a prank? I wasn't dead. I was dead. That's dead. Was surreal no more than more bones. Okay, it's getting a little weird here. I can't read it. Enter drag, Tatooine drag. Still kill me. Oh, it's a delusion. Inside the rucksack, Sue on his back. The port let out a strange mechanical sound. Sue had long since grown accustomed to hearing it. We gotta kill that thing. It's the transmitter. Because that sound, being able to murder the heart and mind of the gigalomaniac Takumi, he lifted up a heartfelt prayer and gratitude. No matter what, Sue would never have let Takumi get away with what he had done. But the boy had driven Hazuki to suicide. Hazuki was Sua's childhood friend, whom he lived with ever since he was born. Sua recalled what she had told him several years ago, back when he decided to aspire to become a detective and she to be a nurse.
私、守の子供を産みたい。
Wait, why did Hazuki kill herself over him? I don't quite understand that here. Both their parents were disciples of the cosmic church, the divine light. God and the glorious founder had been in their lives since birth. Sua and Hazuki had been raised as children of the divine light, and their betrothal was the will of the glorious founder as well. And so the two of them dutifully obeyed the teaching of the divine light as far as offered the life of the child within Hazuki's womb. Even when Hazuki had given her life as a martyr, she still believed she was doing the right thing. In some incidents, colloquially known as the New Generation Madness, Sua and Hazuki caused them together. Partway through the incidents, Sua had grown quite flustered with his senior, Ban Yasuji, pointed out all the inconsistencies in the group dive video. The video Sua had uploaded to YouTube had been recorded by projecting his memories. However, it has been a few days since the incident at the time of recording, his memories have gone far less clear. Oh, so it's all fake? He did not remember the exact details of the scene, but since the video would not have been realistic without them, he had expressly gone to Cornelius Tower to review the photos hanging in the lobby. As a result, the video had indeed been made more realistic, but he failed to choose the correct picture. He had no reason to suspect that someone would look so strikingly different between the tower's completion and at the present. However, thanks to political influence of the glorious founder, all that had been suppressed. It would be unwise to underestimate the power of the cosmic church of the divine light's glorious founder. He had many connections within the government. He even managed to weave several of his followers into management positions at Metropolitan Police. No matter how much those like Ban cried out for justice, the natural conclusion to come to was that they would never be able to do a thing to harm him. Sua's position as a detective, Hazuki's position as a nurse. Support coming from the pressure the glorious founder placed in the police and media. The NOAA system terminals were provided by Nozomi Technology. Utilizing all of these tools, Sua and Hazuki had focused solely on killing. As for the reason they had gone to such lengths to continue killing people, it had been all been for the sake of breaking Takumi. After they forced him to awaken as a giglomaniac, they kidnap him and harvest his code sample. Alternatively, by breaking the delusionary Takumi, they would lure out the real Takumi, capture him, and harvest his code sample. As long as it had been Nishijo Takumi, it made a difference if he was real or a copy. That was why Sua had acted as Nishijo Takumi using a wheelchair in his impersonation attempt. Oh, so he was the one at the top of the tower too. It had all been foretold by a divine prophecy bestowed upon Sua and Hazuki, when they had to fulfill no matter what sacrifices they would have to make during its course. And now, after sacrificing Hazuki, they had at least been able to overcome the trials given to them by God. The face of the woman who had loved him, and the one who had loved in return, rose in Sua's mind. He gritted his teeth in intense sadness, bearing the utmost grief. I was a 17-year-old boy, yeah. As he bathed in sorrow, Sua approached Nishijo Takumi, whose mind he had just slaughtered. What? Just wanted to make him afraid of my nose. He went to quite lengths to go there. At the end of the platform, Aoi-san cradled the head of her father, whom she had just decapitated. She had fallen to her knees long ago, and now she sat alone atop the train tracks. Her chest dyed deep crimson from her father's blood. She laughed. Drool slowly seeped out from her mouth. Her eyes were unfocused. Sua, now having composed himself, glanced at the girl. She's already long gone, he muttered to himself inside his head. In any case, her usefulness had expired. He felt no need to kill her. His name was Shogun in the chat, not Shogun, related to the different spelling error or something. The Giglomaniacs had gathered in Tokyo for Project Noah. There was still two whose code samples had yet to be harvested. This number included Yua, where she was an irregularity that had never been suspected of being a Giglomaniac. The main targets were Takumi and Kozue. Takumi shows me even more, yeah. Had to be infallible guidance of the divine light that the two of them had fallen right into Sua's hands, in the same location even. He now received total proof that his actions had always been proper and just. For this, he had endless gratitude towards heaven and the glorious founder. Upon reaching Takumi, he dropped to his knees. He grabbed the limp boy's upper arms and attempted to forcibly pull him to his feet. But Takumi had already gone hollow. He was no longer capable of standing. His heart and mind had perished completely. Serves him right. With a snort, so he began to walk away, dragging Takumi by the arms along with him. She can talk now. Kozupi was shouting something painful, like she was hurting, maybe having fun. Look at my eyes. Where's Kozupi? He was hanging from some weird cross art. Rimi was at her feet. She was lying at the ground, tied up around and around. Is this now? Where are we? Nanami? Oh!
Thank you so much. Arigato.
What's up,
Hey,
Bioizzle?
Auntie and chat, it's been a while.
Dude.
How have
very
you
much
all been?
It has been a while, dude. Thanks so much for 59 months, dude. Cheers, dude. Very much appreciated. It has been great, dude. Hopefully things are going well with you, too. Thanks so much for the support. 59 months. What in the world? Man, thanks for the support over the whole time, too. I really, really appreciate it, dude. Are we Nanami now? Is that what's going on here? The clothes are torn a lot because everything's lowercase. There's creepy crawling. Creepy crawling, what was? Her shell, her skin, cheeks and her neck and her arms and her belly button up her thighs and creepy crawly, squishy wishy. Lots of things were wriggling under Kozupi's skin. Maybe this is Kozupi. You have work at night? Oh, okay, yeah. I understand. It's gonna be tough. All my streams are pretty much at night. Not 1, 10 things, 20 things, maybe 30 things. Oh, this is just Takumi? I think they're parasites, yucky little caterpillars. This will be shaky, shakes her head around, her eyes went everywhere, lots of drool. It's like super, like funny. There's a thingy on her head. Lots of cords coming out of it like a toy. There's Norose.
楽しいことでもあったのですか？西條匠。
Can't understand him. Old guy I've never seen before. Who? Yeah, there's lots of Joshi, lots of new Joshi fans. Definitely those streams are getting pretty big. Yeah, it sucks you can't, hope you can come by one of these days.
なるほど。無意識に折原梢と妄想をシンクロさせているのですか。
Can't understand him anymore, apparently.
物好きですね。そんなに焦らずとも、彼女の次は君にたっぷりとあの拷問を受けさせてあげますよ。
Who's next to me? I don't want that. Yeah, it's always someone from the friends, definitely. Who's next to me? I don't want that. It's coming back. I don't want any suffering. I don't want any pain.
タク、あなたなら止められる。
What?
今なら止められる。あなたなら。
How can you talk like Kozupi? I wish it had been tied by my back, but suddenly, as if I had the will of its own, the cord loosened and fell to the floor. Tied up and lying on the ground, Ruby turned her gaze to me. Her eyes pleaded with me. Her gigantic device sat in the corner of the dome-shaped room, giving off an eerie hum. That's Noah too. Destroy it. Ruby's eyes asked this of me. A tall, intellectual man, Norase, had his back turned to me. He was watching Kozupi's torture with an earnest look on his face. He had noticed me moving. There was no one else around, not even Sua. What's up, Cletus? I could do it now, though. I was the only one who could. I was scared. Norase caught me. What if I failed? When I thought those things, my body began to tremble. There was something seriously wrong with this game, forcing the fate of the world into someone like me. I had to do it. Realization had to resolve, come to surprising ease. Maybe I'd grown stronger. Yeah, that was it. I was strong. I was super strong now. I stood up. Slowly, Norose still hadn't noticed. For a final boss, he was a total dumbass. Was it that fun watching Kozupi suffering? A lot of disgust swept through me. I gritted my teeth. Come forth, D-sword. Ripples appeared in the open air. As a blue light burst, force gave me the goddamn D-sword grasp. I felt it. Neither cold nor hot, neither hard nor soft. I drew it from the Dirac Sea. My long grand sword settled in my hand.
Nani?
Nani? I found out it was too late. I rebooted my D-sword, sent particles flying into everyone's dead spots. Done it unconsciously. The method I used or how it worked didn't matter to me. I just had a delusion and it came to me. I gripped the hilt of my D-sword with both hands. Its glow transformed from blue to red.
心殺されたはず。
Norse started me in disbelief. He was shrinking back. I had won. From ear to ear. I raised my sword. I formed a delusion. This was a sword of light. Somewhere into the game, I possessed incredible power to cut the barrier itself. I rolled forth all its power and swung the blade. He was anything on its earth to rubble.
くらえこれが
I could come up with a name for the special attack on the spot, so I just gave shot in something else. It wasn't a shonen manga. Prepare to face my... Ah! Took the power and sword my D-sword to my delusions. At least it towards Noah too. I killed Noah too. I think. 2 months later, yay! The winter sky was barely blue, but in exchange, unlike the summer sky, was crisp, cool, and it carried an utmost translucent aura. It was morning a few minutes ago. Wait a minute. If it was skip, it was skip through it, right? Eyes open to the sound of my alarm clock, and I brush breathing. It's not the beginning again, is it? It's been 2 months since that insanity. Okay, good. Shibuya was still in the midst of its reconstruction efforts. That was kind of cool. Ever since this new year first kicked off, little by little, Shibuya had slowly began returning to his noisy, gaudy-ass self. Voice called my name. I turned around and saw Rimi making her way up the stairs. This is not a shonen manga, I know, yeah. I turned around. It's annoying to have to give a name for every attack in those mangas and in animes too. I saw Rimi making her way up the stairs. I hadn't seen her in school uniform since that day. Rimi gave me a big smile and a salute-like pose.
Bishi, ohayo! Asa gohan, isoide tsukuru ne.
Rimi was holding back from the convenience store. Inside were some eggs, milk, and white bread. Standing in front of the sink, she carefully started making preparations. The past 2 months, Rimi made it a point to come to my base pretty much every morning to cooking breakfast. Apparently, she hadn't done much cooking before she met me. This is doubled as practice for her. I want to tell her not to use me as a guinea pig. Just being able to eat girls' home cooking made me incredibly happy, so I just bit my tongue and put up with it. Ever since the earthquake, Suime Academy had been closed down, but it's finally reopening today. I used this opportunity to leave behind my semi-shuttled lifestyle and started by seriously attending school. She said that Rimi cracked open an egg. I would expect it wasn't exactly feasible to eat outside in the middle of the winter. You'd freeze your ass off. To avoid that, Rimi carried inside 2 servings of toast and scrambled eggs she made for us, and set them down on the small table beside each other. And once her hands were free, the two of us sat down next to each other on the sofa.
Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu.
Oh, we talk some normal now. I put my hands together, I reached for the butter sitting on the edge of the table. However, Rimi had done the same thing at the same time, and our fingertips brushed up against each other atop the container of butter. A rom-com-esque plot point. Smiling right at that in my head, my eyes soon met those of Rimi's, who was sitting extremely close to me, and my heart began to pound. Rimi didn't take her eyes off me, nor did she pull back her hand. Both of us gone rigid, staring at each other as our fingers touched. Is this a delusion? Rimi entwined her fingers with my own. My eyes softly closed, then she, ever since I lifted her face, naturally held Rimi's hand in return. I slowly neared her lips. No. Flushed, I jumped away from Rimi. I looked at the door. I saw Nanami standing there. I had no idea where she'd shown up. I noticed she had her arms were crossed, and she had a pretty exasperated look on her face.
Nana-chan! Ohayo!
Does this ending have credits?
Nanami!
The last ending just went to the beginning again. I
know
how to get to it. That definitely was not the real ending.
お兄とリミさんってほんと仲いいね。焼けちゃうな。ねえねえ、実際のところどこまで行ったの？どこまでって？またとぼけてないで教えてよ、リミさん。
Seems like Nami selected Rimi as her next target. Barged into my room. It's okay, good. So he's went through a lot for this ending. Barged into my room. She pulled aside my computer chair and sat down in front of Rimi.
キスは当然したとして、その先は？ちょっとからかわないでよ。いいじゃん、教えて。教えない。じゃあ鬼、教えてよ。どこまで行ったか。
Not telling me, so you haven't even kissed yet. You have to remind me. I'm such an idiot. I had so many chances before now, I hate myself. That's right, if I could never lose my V card. Starting to get depressed at how much of a loser I was. I gulped down some milk.
リミさんがのんびりしてるなら、ナナが鬼を奪っちゃうかな。
Actually, a gallon of milk spurted from my mouth.
鬼、きったな。
お前。
冗談だよ。本気にされても困っちゃうってば。
Phew. Stop trying to give me a heart attack. Outside, the three of us walked to school together. Rimi was humming that Phantasm song again. Passing through the center of Shoto Park, we took my usual shortcut. Still see a few face traces of the earthquake around the park. For example, a part of the stone wall circling the pond was still broken. Even then, though, it was still way better off than the rest of Shibuya, especially when compared to the sad state of the center of it.
おはようございます。
It's Yua. She was sitting on the bench, turning toward us. She put a gentle smile and bowed her head.
西条くん、昨日はとても楽しかったです。昨日？
ユアと一緒に秋葉原まで買い物に行ったんだ。
あ、わかった。お人形さんでしょ。
フィギ
ュアと言えよ。
It's true, we gotta buy figures.
新しいセイラちゃん。早速部屋に飾りました。
セイラタン、セイラちゃん。Get it right.
私も行きたかったな。
リミってフィギュアに興味あるの？
I asked that Rimi gave a slightly sheepish smile.
っていうか、タクの好きなもの、私も好きになりたいし。わあ、大胆発言。だったら今度一緒に買いに行きましょう。本当？ありがとうございます。
You and Rimi really hit it off. You and Inami's class are both in different buildings, so we said our goodbyes at the school entrance. Changed my indoor shoes, someone came from behind me, blew into my ear. Shuddered, goosebumps ringed up all over me and jumped away and spun around. Yoshida Yase, wearing a narrow smile.
おはよう、たくみ。
あ、おはよ
う。おはよう、あやちゃん。
あやちゃん。
Yase tilted her head when she heard Rimi call her that.
初めてよ。そんな呼び方をされたのは悪くないわ。
でしょ？
ファンタズムのライブがあるの。あさって。
Over tomorrow, there'll be a Phantasm concert. She abruptly changed the subject, and surprisingly, Yase was hard to get a read on as ever.
よかったら来て。
僕に言ってるの？
匠に言ってるのよ。それとリミも。
あ、本当？絶対行くね。
It was broken up a while back, but I heard that she had a sudden revival after the New Year started up. I didn't know where the change of heart had come from. What I did know was that I wanted to hear more of Ayase's singing.
でも、匠は渡さないわ。
I didn't know what was up with the butt, but Ayase reached out and softly caressed my cheek as if she was showing Rimi her place.
じゃあね、匠。
The bewitching smile, she climbed the stairs in front of us. In a daze, I watched her go without the faintest clue of what had just happened.
たく、鼻の下伸びてる。
あ
Quickly shot my hand up to my mouth.
冗談。
When we reached the outside of our classroom, seeing all the characters in the game, basically. This guy's got a harem, yeah, there's all the characters in the game. Kozubi came racing down the hallway, her smile stretching from ear to ear. Before she could make it to us, she suddenly crashed into a boy coming out of the classroom and landed flat on her butt. Her eyes swimming with tears, she apologized to the boy, then finally managed to get over to us.
おはようさんさんなの。怪我はない？廊下を走っちゃダメだよ、コズピー。ふにゃ。
Kozubi started fidgeting. So he looked up at me from below.
たくみさんに早く教えたかったのら。
教えるって何を？
ほんとね。ほら。
Kozubi went in the direction she'd just come running from. I looked closer, I saw Senna sitting there, leaning against the wall. Her arms were crossed. She had a fairly sullen expression plastered on her face.
セナさん、退院したんだ。
Senna had been hospitalized over the past 2 months. Sua's psychological attack had put her out of commission for a long time. Senna raised her head, so they began making her way towards us. She was just as scary as ever. She always carried a certain aura, and they gave off the impression that she would suddenly slap you even if you hadn't done anything wrong. They gone to visit Senna in the hospital twice a week. No matter how many times they tried to make conversation, she never said much as a single word. Doctors had been torturing her. Could it be that she just hated me that much? I really didn't know how to handle her. Fierce tension hung in the air between us. Then again, would it be more accurate to say that only I was freaked out? She was fine.
というわけで、今日は学校が終わったら退院のお祝いをしよう。
Kozubi was the only one showing any sort of enthusiasm. Well, I mean, a party with this kind of atmosphere would be pretty shitty.
おい、西条。
I was when Senna finally opened her mouth and I shrank back, refusing to meet her eyes.
これを。
She held something out to me. It was a small stick with the word "win" written on it.
あ、ガルガリ君の当たり棒
Yay. Will that I accept it? Send a quick look the other way.
お前に言いたいことがある。
なんでしょう。
It's just my imagination. But Senna's cheeks turned pink.
お前のことが
Hmm?
好きだ。
好きだ。
え？
Eh?
オピ
Her sudden confession left me, not just me, but Rimi and Kusbi, all speechless. For a moment I thought she was teasing me, but Senna wasn't the type of character to make those kind of jokes. Shimen, are you serious?
何度もお見舞いに来てくれて嬉しかったんだ。言わせるな、このバカが。
She got all dere, then straight back to that Tsun mode all on her own. Nice sage. Wait, go back a little. This is way too sudden. Way behind schedule, Rimi let out a cry in surprise. Kusbi likely still processing, and her eyes open wide.
なんだ先ほど異論があるのか。
ありまくりだよ。そんなとにかくダメだって。
The hell was that? I had any idea of how the hell I was supposed to react. I gazed up at the clear sky outside the window. Somehow, even though the semester only just started, it was already quite the eventful day. I wonder, will every day like this from now on, will these fun, peaceful times go on forever? I sure hope so. Wish for it from the bottom of my heart. Suddenly, I saw the reflection of my face in the window. The reflection I saw wasn't me because it was covered in wrinkles. Oh no! Color light disappeared. I was hugging my knees close to my in a space dyed pitch black. One of my eyes was the only light source around. It was like a monitor, it was like a window, it was like a picture frame. Inside it, Rimi, Senna, and Kusbi were chatting happily about something, but I couldn't hear their voices. I stared at it, my emotions were completely inactive. Maybe my heart was simply dead. Then realized I'd been watching my own delusions. A 2D world where I escaped into a perfect illusion. How long had it all been a delusion?
最初からですよ。
No, it's all fake. You bastard. Looked behind me where Norson stood tall. Yeah, but with how dark it was, I could only see his feet.
諏訪君に心を殺されたではありませんか。
No. So ever since he'd done that, I've been delusioned the entire time? No, it's all been
君の
fake.
コードサンプル
It's
は
too
採
good to
取
be
でき
true.
ました。もう用済みですから、いつでも塵に帰ってもらって結構です。
Nope, I'm dead.
ああ。
Felt nothing. My heart was dead after all. I shouldn't have felt anything. A single tear trickled down my cheek. The end had gone right back to being a loser. I'd run away from the painful reality.
最後に幸せな夢を見られて。よかったですね。
Even to the very end, I'd been a completely worthless human being. I'm sorry, Rimi. I apologize. I didn't really understand what I had to do anymore. I didn't feel any guilt. And so I decided to return to my delusion from earlier. Hopefully someone would kill me one of these days. So until then, I wanted to fully immerse myself in the happiness that came from the world I'd escaped to. All right. This is the beginning again. Wait, is this the world by Noah 2? Oh, this is not the beginning. Gazing down from the sky. Stare pierced through the thick, pitch black rain clouds and pour down like rain. Is this the beginning? Wait for him now. Wish my heart is the owner of the gaze. Feel the chill of the rain. Instead, the drop of so much beyond warm to me. Wish I never thought of the rain as being warm. Perhaps it's the fault of the spine chilling, full enveloping the dome where Noah 2 was, I say. Reflected my eyes was a ruined city. Reflected my eyes was despair. Reflected my eyes was death. This is nothingness. Not a soul was here. Not a soul was moved. Not a soul was left alive. The only thing I could hear was the sound of the rain continue to pour. After I'd been set in motion. Maybe that'll stop it. Now the future held nothing but despair. Everything, both the living and the dead. I'll be gently embraced and washed away. And whisper all that's inside his heart. His heart, it's so beautiful. I walked to the figure lying limp in the rubble. My fault he ended up like this. If I'd done better, he wouldn't have gotten involved at all. His guilt tortured me. I blame myself. Give me, I'll give you peace now. Being born, it was far too sad. And to die was far too sad. My heart was so timid, so fragile. Oops. Oh, it goes. It was like it was made of glass. I was prepared, shattered its owner to pieces. At the very least, I didn't want him to suffer in the end. And the guard looked at me with vacant eyes. I pushed aside my emotions. Though I was looking at him, but I tried to distance myself, attempt to stave off my tears. If you and I were the only ones left in the world, if we stared in each other's eyes like for all eternity, my world would reduce to what was affected. reflected in your eyes is like the beginning again, sort of. When your world would be reduced to what's reflected in my eyes, the reflected in my eyes was him. The reflected in my eyes was me. When I thought of that world, immediately much smaller. It's not skipping, though. At least in the time you have left, I will become your world. Whether the world is painful, whether the world is agonizing, or whether the world is sorrowful, I'll make you no longer have to see anymore. Gathered myself, let out a whisper. Lowered my head, I spread my arms wide. Almost preparing to take off, to soar above the rain clouds. I was trying to catch them all the falling rain. Oh. Oh. Remy killed you. As I danced by the shows, a gift handed down from the sky, a gift for his funeral. Slowly knelt to the ground before his collapsed body. I'll cry if I see her eyes. I'm sorry I can't look at them. Softly embraced his head in my arms. His body was devoid of all strength, as if he was fully prepared for death.
辛いよね。ごめん。ごめんね。今、楽にしてあげるからね。
Zamina told me that I wasn't just doing this for my own sake. A very peaceful smile on his face, but that smile was so sad, even though I'd held it in all this time. Tears began to well up. I'm bad because I never wanted to see him to see those tears. He finally found peace, and didn't want him to worry any further. No, it's not the real ending. Kissed him on the lips. They were cold, desiccated, laden with a seemingly endless sorrow. Yet when I kissed him, his trembling ceased. I was overjoyed to know that my warmth was of some use to him. I drew back from his lips. He would see my teary face. I drew back from his lips. I wanted to kiss him again. I drew back from his lips. I'd be struck with selfish feelings. I wouldn't be able to kill him anymore. Lips enveloping as a second Medivh sword into his chest. The sensation of it tearing through his skin, boring into his flesh, weaving through his bones, and slowly sinking to the center of his body. I'll bash the sword into my hands. I'm so sorry. You can sleep for as long as you want to now. Goodbye. No. He's a delusion. He has to go away. The sky burned because of rain, because of my tears. His body filled by countless particles of light until it began to disappear. As I held him in my arms, reached my hand towards the sky. Somebody please tell me. Just where could that sky of ours have gone? What? Okay, yeah. Different song. Alright, thanks for hanging around, dude, yeah. I'll try to get to those other endings, I guess. Eventually get to the... I don't know. I've been playing this game for like over a month now. I mean, just a few hours a day, but it's going kind of slowly. But I want to see the end, though. Cool, this is at least as his credits, so it feels like more like a real ending. Now you can see the lousy subtitles that were before this patch. I think there was like 9 endings. Now even 2. I think there's an ending for every single girl, then probably like a real ending. Something like that. But maybe the rest of them, I mean, how long could it be? I have a feeling this ending is one of the longest ones. Because it was hard to get to. Oh wait, the opening theme songs. It'll show us here, there's like a little thing that checks off like the endings that you've done. There's like a lot of music, there's a lot of other songs in this. Oh, some of those are those girl songs, the Phantasm songs. Yeah, but this makes me not want to play visual novels on stream too much because it's taking kind of sort of long, but I do want to play Danganronpa too. Danganronpa 1 was pretty fun. That one is a little bit of variety too because you gotta walk around and stuff. A lot of people said Danganronpa 2 is better than 1. As long as the song doesn't start over again. All of you Gigolo Maniacs, special thanks. We're making a remake of 2, really? I mean, Chaos Child is rated much higher than this one. Well, this one's highly. These are some of the most highly rated visual novels. I don't know. So I don't really know too much about visual novels. I just go on the, sites that there's a couple of sites that have a lot of user rankings and stuff. So they seem to have pretty good accurate for ratings, whatever, because they have a lot of people voting on them. And then yeah, these ones are some of the highest for sure. It's called the visual novel database that they have. What is this one? Crying Sky ending. Okay, no wonder. That was the sad ending. Where do we see that thing again? Reaching his 2 of 9. So we have 9. We have Silent Sky and Crying Sky test. Wait. See them checked off there. Silent Sky and Crying Sky. Yeah. 2 of 9. Is kind of a lot. Maybe these other ones are shorter, I'm hoping? I don't know. Damn it, that guy left. He seemed to know everything about the game. Alright. Thanks for hanging around. I had a lot of fun with playing this one again today. I'll be back for more of this on Saturday, I believe. Yeah. So, definitely come back for that. Unfortunately, I have no Lucha Libre stream on Friday because of the A's game. Maybe I should just say baseball. What the fuck is A's game? So just, thanks for hanging around, Walrus. Thanks for hanging around, everyone. I really had a lot of fun playing this. This is actually, it's a little bit easier kind of just flying through the plot super fast like this and just getting to the end really quick, So, because the plot does go kind of slow normally. Let me switch it up here. Oh, I don't have music or anything. Here we go. There we go. Baseball. So yeah, sadly no stream on Friday, but definitely come back on Saturday for the gaming stream and then Sunday for some more wrestling. Of course, the wrestling stream tomorrow as well. Definitely miss that. Should be able to watch that Marigold show. And that's all I have planned right now. We could watch some Sendai Girls too. There could be other stuff though, I'm not sure yet. Thanks for lurking, Ghost Wolf. Thanks for subbing by his Biohizzle. And welcome back. Alright, who do we have here? There's a good Pete. And Body Slam Super Pro Wrestling. We should rate him because he rates us all the time. Alright, let's rate a good Pete. Wait, is this actual wrestling? What is this? It's Japanese wrestling. Is it? What is this? It's like the one on the aircraft carrier. Is the aircraft carrier match? Wait a minute. Can't tell if it's Lex Luger or not. Alright, we'll just go over and check it out. Definitely give Good Pete a follow. Hope to see you again soon. Say hello, say goodbye.
これちゃんと